we wanted to do a channeling today. I want to stretch out a bit of my my new gifts that Spirit's been having me tap into, and also some channeling that I did this week on some really important things, multidimensionality. Multidimensionality for creating in a higher vibrational way, understanding a little bit more about creation and reality, how it's so important to understand the mix and the essences. And so if you feel inspired, please send feedback to YouTube with regards to about the differences in numbers from when we're actually on live and by the time it gets uploaded. So there's lots of different numbers, things that are going on, and I know other lightworkers are having a lot of issues with numbers and money's not working out and not balancing. I've never been paid by YouTube. In all of the years that I've been on YouTube, I've never been paid anything. So I know that there's a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of things that'll be coming out in the news in the coming months will be a lot about the various ways that corruption has been taking place in the various levels of organizations, of different levels of corruption, how that has occurred and why. And really, it's about the consciousness, the cleansing and the healing and the alignments of our hearts to higher vibrational templates. We want to be able to live freely. We want to be able to live in higher vibrational health. We want to live in a higher vibrational knowing of who we are, in the creatorship of who we are. And every time that we're letting go of those limiting beliefs about who we are, what we exist with, and what exists within us, then we're allowing ourselves to step up to new levels of leadership, healing, teaching. Everything within our socioeconomic systems are going to be shifting and changing. They're going to be needing new rewrites, new experiences for us to grow and expand as galactic unified beings. As we've been talking about before, a lot of the socio systems that have been organized in a lot of really limited experiences. Because again, you can only create what you have vibrational access to. So that's why it's really important, as we've been talking about for years and years and years, the level of integration that you have with your own light, with the ever spiraling systems and platforms of light. You working with your light bodies, you working with your teams, working with the healing teams, working with Mother, Father, God. All that is really required is your alliance with light, your alliance to know that the 3 A's, the 3 E's of Ascension, all that you're working in an everyday experience to live your best life. That means, again, letting go of any time a shadow energy comes up, to face it, acknowledge it, and move into something that's more self-loving. It's really that easy. Although there's a lot of people that are still living in a lot of wounding and trauma, and why they have created corruption, because they've lived in that sense of lack, lived in that sense of self-rejection, or not believing that they have gifts that they can make prosperous businesses and monies from. And of course, the misuse and abuse of energy, the misuse and abuse of innocence and children, and all of those things. And those that, do that stuff are finding their karma now. So what we wanted to talk about, which is really, really important, and I got some downloads this week, is when we're thinking about ourselves as multi-dimensional vibrational beings, these are all the aspects of you on a top-down effect. And we talked about the soul in and of itself as it expands into new vibrations of light templates. There's a sheath that comes over you, and it's a part of your oversoul, it's a part of your higher self, and they're templates and they're codes and they're aspects of you in higher vibrational form, and they actually place it over your paradigm of crystal, if you are. So you can think of your piece of crystal, who you are as an individual crystal. And that sheath is placed over you while those densities that you've taken ownership and account for and commandantship for to release and cleanse. As you release and cleanse, there's ability to place new light sheaths within your multidimensional experience. And again, we said that there's many different types of activations that a person goes through in the process of ascension. And so at any one time, you can be activated in a new area of your expansiveness. as within soul blueprints, it's really important to understand that your soul blueprint is so very complex. And as you get moving into a new experience of template reality, it's key, and why we've talked about this for so very long, your integration of who you are becoming is going to be needed more and more time into more and more complex excitements. Because you need to stretch and you need to expand the old versions of 3D that have been very steeped in low vibrational, limited experiences of thought, mind, body, and heart and soul. So that means as you're accepting more light, you have to expand into that higher vibrational multidimensionality. That's why the clearing and the healing is so important. If you're not healed and cleared, and if you're not calling in those soul fragments, you can't integrate the allness of who you are anytime a new cycle comes around to release those lower vibrational wounds, those Akashic wounds, those lineage wounds. You're here to release those bondages or curses or hexes, if you will. They're just patterns placed as densities over the sheath of you. Sometimes those curses and hexes are in the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, etheric, or sexual field, depending on where the wound was originated and what you chose to take on for your family lineage, to expand it and to contract into something new. The expansion and contraction for the entire planet is changing. If anybody of you have noticed, the Schumann resonance has been increasing because our collective resonance as a whole has been increasing. So why is, again, so important that you do your release work, that you do your clearing and your healing work daily, and always aligning with that center of who you are, working with your light body and calling in your teams at night to help you heal and to help you recalibrate. So if you want to book a healing session with me, I think they're $233. I've raised my price now. Every 90 minutes, $233, and 4 times 5, 4 sessions at 45 minutes, which they never are really 45 minutes. They're $533. So I've raised my prices. So anybody that wants to work with me on your integration into 5D, your integration of a healing, integration of creating new experiences for yourself that are creatively aligned for 5D, because it's really important that we get, again, focused on creativity, because it is a huge aspect of how we align with spirit. Creativity is how we align with our higher self. Creativity is how we align with gifts, skills, talents that are that multidimensional aspect of spirit in that dodecahedron crystal that's constantly toroidal spinning in the now, and that those gifts and skills need to be activated. They can't be activated if your focus is on outer things or other people or other jobs, if you will, that aren't necessarily your job that you really want to do, or that vocation or experience you really want to create. As you're moving forward into 5D, it's more and more important to align and direct yourself with your creative excitements. That is going to be the direction of how you're going to, if you will, trade or earn money. And that directional focus is who you are as a creative being. That is your highest alignment, and why it's been so suppressed in our collective. And many of us know that it's so important for kids in their healing and their expressive journey to be a creative experience for themselves, whether it's through dance, art, painting, music, creative poetry, creative writing, any of those experiences. And of course, we're going to be going into new genres, which I'm going to be a part of, is helping create new schools of light for higher vibrational learning and templates, to activate the DNA, to activate the multidimensional bodies and systems. So it's really important. Creativity is that relationship of who we are with spirit, because again, when you're being creative, you're moving through the aspect of your higher self as being your higher self, because you're offering yourself that allowance and that vocation to just allow spirit to be in your highest excitement, whether it's drawing, painting, singing, writing, studying, anything that is a movement of creativity in expansion and contraction. You're offering yourself in creative alignment. You're aligning yourself with the natural alignment that is your higher self. That alignment with your higher self is a part what we're going to talk about today, and it's so important for creational reality and everything that you move within. Everything that you move within on every level, and I've been doing a little bit of studying on botany, been doing some relationship correlating on the various things that just sitting in reflection and sitting in observation about life in and of itself, and what alchemy really is, what ascension really is, moving into new cycles. All of those things are relationships of you as the energy body with other aspects of life. Everything within creation, if we're talking about humans, if we will, we are multidimensional vessels of receiving and sending communication, of sending and receiving information. We have systems within systems that are God systems. We are a God system. We are the micro macro of spirit of God. We have systems within us that are also God systems. Those aspects of the systems within systems is mutable and changeable and malleable within what's called the relationship. This is obviously studied and known and factual within every scientific experiment, because everything is energy moving within energy. How we change and alter something is that relationship. How you alchemize something is the relationship of what it is you are, what do you choose now, what do you want to choose to experience. That is the alchemic experience of the infinity. Where have you been? What is your new version of you, and where do you want to go? All of those are chemical, biochemical, spiritual, alchemic experiences through it. It has to have a relationship. You have a relationship with your past, if you will. You have a relationship with your lineage, your social experience, your Akashic experience. You have a new relationship with what you know to be spirit. You're calling in spirit every day. You're calling in your teams and your guides. You understand that there's light ships in the sky. You understand you have celestial teams and beings. You understand the relationship to your collective. It's changing. The relationship to earth, to Gaia, to nature. Your relationship to food changes when you are acknowledging that the food that you can intend has its own chemical reactions with you. Everything that is matter form is a beautiful experience of God. It's a beautiful experience of spirit of Gaia. So your relationship in and of everything is intendable. It is changeable. You're directing your focus in it. That is why every single person upon earth has a different, unique expression and experience and idea of what their experience with earth is. Because in that experience with earth, it's their relationship, with their past, their relationship with their Akashic record, their relationship with their soul's blueprint, their relationship with God. If they choose to accept that relationship with God, everything is God anyways, but they could choose to be forgetful of that relationship, and they can choose to take other areas of direction and exploration, and it's all very valid. So your relationship and how you relate to any one thing in and around you becomes, again, back to that primary aspect of growth and that inner transmutation, that inner alchemization, that inner self-actualization, which is the age-old question, who are you? And why all good teachers and all good leaders and all good spiritualists will return you back to self. Who are you? What do you exist with, and what's going on within you? That inner relationship alchemy is so really important, because that is how you create new realities. That energy experience is a moving experience, and I've had some downloads that are Christic downloads, and we're going to talk about it in my next class, February. So those that want to sign up for our monthly Ascension classes, we do a higher vibrational class. It has to do with the systems within, the systems without, for healing, transmutation, and getting a higher vibrational understanding of the body chemistry as it's turning into greater light body. And so we are all aspects of carbon and crystalline. That's the matter form and the Christic form. Those are the chemical reactions, the biochemical reactions, the alchemic reactions of being higher vibrational spirit in matter form. So we are all humans, humanoid beings. Our DNA is many different species of humanoid experiences. As we release the densities of our old system beliefs, moving up into new system beliefs, the relationship of everything that is our co-relation, co-creation, being that our relationship with our environment, our relationship with others, our, again, as I said earlier, relationship with food, relationship with air, relationship with water, becomes a bit attuned. It becomes a bit more refined. Every new spiral of ascension, we're refining, attuning, and we should be practicing, as we've said earlier in our videos, should be practicing more and more reflection and observation time and unifying with your higher self, because that allows us a more refined experience as we're pressing out and creating these new higher vibrational relationships. The higher vibrational relationships will be molded, if you will, and they'll be more acutely powerful, playful tools to refine the body in itself, because you're changing as you're transmuting density. Your chemistry of your whole body changes. You're releasing unnecessary weight, because that weight is sometimes trapped karma. That weight is sometimes trapped densities and worry and anxieties. So the more healthier you are in light, the less you're carrying that density. Your face chemistry changes because you're taking on more of your galactic celestial star seed energy. I work with that at nighttime. I work with a lot of my healing experiences at nighttime and the celestial and galactic codes that I take on, and I work with my teams. So that can be really fun. But that can only take place, again, when you're moving within the relationship of who you are with you. That relationship of who you are with you is everything. The relationship is everything that allows energy to move. So if there's a negative energy relationship that you have with your organs, that's a God system. Your organs are a God system. Your lymphatic system, that is a God system. Your brain and the brain functioning is a God system. Your chakras are God systems. However that relationship is with any one of your multidimensional systems will dictate how that alchemy moves. Is it moving in a dynamic, fun, exciting, playful way? So again, how you're moving about your everyday experience, creating your creational reality, will return you back within and be a bit more observatory with what are your relationships with everything in your life before you. Your relationship with you within, your relationship with God, relationship with spirit and source. And I've heard a lot of those, and there's no shade at all. For those that want to get close with God, and a lot of comments were about, studying more of the Bible, and there's no problem with that. But the studying of the Bible it's a very physical experience, and it really disconnects you from that feeling and emotional experience. So it's really important to, when you're having a relationship with spirit, with source, with God, with your higher self, it's every moment. And your higher self is not written in the Bible. Your higher self is actually your God source. That is God. And it is actually all that you are. It's that voice within you that talks about what food to eat, what not food to eat, what to pick out in the grocery store, what not to pick out in the grocery store. It's that voice when you're driving, it's only you in the car. That's that voice. That's the higher self. That's your guides that are speaking through your higher self of the higher self. That is your godliness. So your relationship with who you are as a being of light, your relationship with who you are as spirit, your relationship with who you are as all celestial beings that you walk with. Because remember, your celestial teams and your celestial guides are aspects of you in higher versions. So they're aspects of you on other dimensional threads that are helping pull you up because they've been through what you've been through, because they're aspects of you. So they know how to inspire you. They know what you need, what inspires you to create, what inspires you to heal. That's why, again, your relationship with healing, your relationship with being a co-creative viewer and observer in a very neutral way, so that you can observe your reality, know it's all relationship. Your reality with Gaia, your reality to know that everybody outside of you is having a unique experience of their earth. They're just versions of your reality to show you what's going on inside of you. So in some way, they're just illusions for you to get to know better, for you to heal and forgive and to come more into unity with yourself. And why, when you see a lot of separation outside of you, it's you being separate with you. And so that, again, is a relationship issue. So the relationship of you with you, the relationship with what you see in the mirror every day, the relationship, and this is why sometimes it has to be brought up because there's been a lot of abuses of it. Those that practice, my hair is so crazy today. I've been growing so much new hair. My hair has been going crazy with growth, so I'm really happy to see that. Those that practice with mirror magic on other people and those that do voodoo practices on other people, there's going to be some, it will be obvious in every case that if they're not practicing a proper ascension tips and tools to call in their soul fragments, if they're not practicing proper calling in those energies and their light body and calling in their light and all the energy they give out to other people, when they're doing mirror magic on other people, when they're doing light work or spell work on other people, whatever it is anybody does on other people, that's why it's trespassing on number 1 law. There will be breakages and psychosis because that relationship is being pushed out to other things and other people, and the relationship with sin is becoming disassociated. And that can be affirmed to DID. You can look that up if you want. It's a disassociative experience of who you are in the interpersonal relationship of you. You lose that distortion about who you are. That's why the masters always ask, who are you? It should be a daily reflection. Your relationship as you're growing within yourself as spirit, as you're growing within yourself as this multidimensional being, that will not be denied. We're seeing more and more every day that old world corruptions and old world beliefs and old world ways that we used to move about our reality is no longer acceptable. It's no longer working. The light in the 4 and the 5D just cannot hold lower vibrational corruptions. So there's going to be a lot more every day coming up about the lower vibrational worlds being brought up. It has to, because the subconscious of humanity is being brought up to be healed and purged and faced and accepted and then rewritten into new systems that serve the higher vibrational multidimensional realities, because we're having a higher vibrational experience of ourselves within ourselves, of ourselves within Gaia, of ourselves within the multiverse. That relationship between ourselves, the relationship between our mind, body, heart, and soul, the relationship between our third eye, how we expand beyond the physical, how we expand to see the spiritual realm. And those of us that are conduits and we have that interfacing of other light realms, we have interfacing of other dimensional experiences, that's a relationship in and of itself that you have to practice and grow and stretch and grow within. That's why your unique soul blueprint is uniquely set up for all of the timelines that you've been lived on, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and etheric, every species, because there's people that have cetaceous experiences, they're amphibious experiences, they're humanoid, they're non-humanoid. We have those experiences in our DNA. We have those experiences in our Akash that we have to clear out. You know, a lot of the dominance and the controlling energies are from the Draconian and Orion experiences. So those have to be cleared and cleansed for your multidimensionality to be fully healed. That is your relationship to accept and acknowledge and allow. The 3 A's and the 3 E's are that interpersonal, interspiritual, inter-allness relationship as you as God, because it is your alliance with light. Your acceptance to know that you have, let's just say, you know, draconian control issues and dominance issues and slavery issues and all that kind of stuff. Those are your acceptance, acknowledge, and allowance, so that you can have that relationship, be a part of your whole, be a part of the chemistry and the alchemy of all that you are. And so why the process of ascension is so very key. There can't be any healing without it. There can't be any moving beyond into any higher realms without your relationship to a higher vibrational potential. So we come forward every time we do a video and we offer the humanity's higher vibrational potentials of who we are becoming, and what are the potentials within the all. And that is a relationship that you can practice expanding within. And how we do that is again, through our creativity. Because that creativity is the alignment with the higher self. That higher self will activate you physically, multidimensionally, spiritually, in any way it needs to, in any way that it can, so that you can stretch and expand in all of these different ways. So it's really, really important that we realign with who we are as creative beings, that we realign with dynamic essences of divine human light, spiritual source essence. And it's really important that we create that relationship of really enjoying exploration, really enjoying our expansiveness within these new realms and new templates. Remember that as the Schumann resonance increases, it's allowing us to know that we're becoming more and more threaded every day. That's what the Schumann resonance is all about. It's about our unification with Gaia. Are we harmonizing with Gaia's energy? Are we harmonizing with the planetary energy of Gaia? The more that we're connected to our grids, the more that you will be healed, because it's a natural healing agent. And the more an alignment of your physical multidimensional energies will be aligned with Gaia, because she's on her path of ascension. And so when you're connecting with Gaia, you're going to be a lot more grounded, you're going to be a lot more calm and peaceful, and you'll be in alignment for that portal for all that you are. I think I have a picture of it. The alignment with the grids here on Gaia will help you maintain those other aspects of you that are constantly and always wanting that relationship with you, because that's source. All source, all creation, all that God is oneness. And that's why when we return into a higher vibrational alchemic knowing of who we are, we'll be releasing all aspects of really dense limitation, discriminations about religions or races or political standing, because it's not going to matter anymore. The relationship is with the all, period. So there's no need to dissect. There's no need to separate and put anything or anybody in boxes, because you wouldn't want that of yourself. So we want to have that relationship of allness, so that you're again integrating into fullness, because allness is fullness and fullness is allness. But how is that relationship, and how is that being worked, and how is that being integrated? Can you observe and can you honor the fact that anybody before you, you know, just giving an example, just breaking it down on what happens alchemically. Anybody that is before you, they're experiencing their own version of their own soul's blueprint from wherever they're at consciously. They're reviewing, they're in their state of experience, if they're in a wounding, if they're in a shadow period, if they're in a light period, if they're balanced and centered, if they're grounded. Everything will be in a relationship of how that person is in the relationship of its allness. The relationship of its understanding of ascension, of its understanding of the grids, of its understanding of the planet going through ascension. Has it released any wounds in any particular experiences? All of that is the relationship of the being that is in front of you. So as you're moving through your everyday experiences, you're now seeing and you can observe what is the relationship, and again, what is my part in this transaction? There is always that correlation of experience. For you to manifest the highest outcome, it is best for you to be aligned and neutral, not to have any preconceived notions, but to be neutral, so that the all, that's what we call divine relationship. I have a ton of videos on the divine relationships, only taught through me. Nobody else talks about divine relationship. It's something that I was downloaded specifically and only to me. And it's a very key and pivotal aspect of relationship. Divine relationship is everything. That relationship code, if you will determine the outcome. It determines the equal sign of the equation, if you will. There's always things going on. We're always sending and receiving information, and through the direction, intention, and focus, you're choosing that outcome, if you will. Now remember, again, universal laws are always in effect. You're always being tested, you're always being watched, and if those constant universal laws are always being neglected and abused, then your outcome will be karma, negative karma, because you have to be aware that everyone has their unique standpoint, their own exploration and navigation or excavation of how they want to create those new relationships, how they want to experience those relationships, how they want to expand those relationships. And it is, again, with you and source, because everything outside of you is all source. Everything within you is all source. So those relationships are constantly contracting and expanding. So it is a vital experience to know that everything in all of creation is a relationship with you and source. That's all it will ever be. What comes up as most difficult and unbelievable and people want to resist it as much as they can is because they've been taught so many separative beliefs in their 3D experience. Their separations from school, friends, races, political genres, what's happened in our social histories. None of that should really matter anymore. That's why we're going to be redefining school systems. Everything is about relationship. It's about your co-relationship and everything. And how you stand in the center of that, how you alchemize and how you intend that, that is the relationship with God and your intimacy with God, your intimacy with Source, because that is actually you. Again, as we said in our video the other day, and how to release all of those limiting beliefs about your ideas about religion and God being outside and above you and in certain rules and boxes. God is that higher self of you, the reality of you, the universe of you, showing your versions back to you on where you stand within your unity equation. Are you alchemizing everything and understanding and discerning and integrating everything before you as one? Again, who are you? Are you sitting with an experience of separation? Are you sitting with an experience of integration? And that integration is all about, again, your relationship. There's nothing to fear. You're all God. You're all source. There's no need to separate or dissect or take anything from anybody or any crime that's ever created. There's no need for any of that because it's all you. And so it's really important that we get that experience of relationship, because you're not here to intend or direct or do anything to anybody outside of you. That's their role, is to understand their relationship. Your role is to understand your relationship with everything that is before you. And then you can set forward pure intentions to have a peaceful experience so that you can transcend and move on. There will be those experiences where you'll be tested. Will you fight or flight? Will you react, which is in the lower vibrational energies of fear? Or will you allow that to just be a neutral experience and to know that everything is being a new level of a relationship in these new fields of play, because they are higher vibrational fields. And so relationship is huge. We've been talking about it for many, many years, the divine relationship. I do have a few videos on it, but it's going to be ever more important because, again, we're going to be seeing, as humanity awakens, the relationship of you with your planet, the relationship of you with others, the relationship with you and your body is going to be so, so key. To visualize and see your body becoming more light, to visualize and see anything that is before you that might be a hurdle or a challenge, that you can transcend it, you can move through it and beyond it. And so that relationship of you as the godly self, as the higher self, is going to allow you just to see everything as just a beautiful navigation of God's flow. So again, your relationship will either see it as a similitude of moving back and forth. The more that you're flowing and allowing, those energies will flow and allow with you, and you get your equal reciprocation, you get your equal give and take, and it's a balanced experience, a balanced equation. If there is something that is not, and it's still hitting the wall, then you can stand in your neutral experience and just set your boundaries so that you're allowing your relationship to still be a positive, neutral, or higher vibration. And that means just maintaining compassion, love, neutrality. It's all God. But their level of understanding of consciousness, because of their beliefs, their environment, again, their soul blueprint, what their relationship is with their soul blueprint, what their relationship is with their source, what their relationship is with their higher self, what their relationship is with Gaia. They're going to have an infinite number of set beliefs that it's not up to you to change. It's just up to you to have the best relationship that you can with you. The best relationship that you can with all that is, because if you do, then everybody before you will be more and more cohesive, if you will. And this is what we're finding more and more, that we can see out in our outer world, that which is a good relationship, that which isn't. We're seeing it very blatantly now because, again, the refinement of our fields are more refined in higher vibration. So that means that anything that is of a lower vibration, that is not in alignment or not healed or out of relationship, that we're going to see it poke out, and it's going to stand out very evidently. Whether it's a corrupt system, whether it's, corrupt groups that we've given power to, anything that we see that's kind of standing out, there is a relationship imbalance. And again, why Source, Spirit, and your teams and your guides, especially right now, because timelines and templates are being pulled out, why there's a lot of judgment going on right now. And it's nothing to do with anybody doing anything to anybody. It's just merely the backfiring, the fireback, returning of the energies that were put in. And that's up to the guides. The ancestors are called upon. The only distributor of karma is God. And that's why when you interfere with spell work and you interfere, you're changing the relationship of what that natural flowing equation should be and could be. The highest level of any outcome is that divine relationship. So any interference of against that divine relationship, you're throwing off the balance of the entire universe. So it's very important that we get the divine relationship, that everything within the center, there's no need to ever interfere with anybody. There's no need to interfere with anybody's soul blueprint. There's no need to interfere with on any aspect. Right use of free will and non-interference. That maintains balance. It's so very key. Our species and our future species rely on it. And those that do continue to cross the universal laws, that they continue to do the planning, plotting, scheming, whatever the underground experiences are, they're going to be receiving more and more karma because the relationships are out of balance. There is a disrespect relationship because it's separative. There's fear and there's wounding. Those karmas will return faster because that relationship is out of balance, and it will be seen really quickly. So if you're in an equal relationship of everything that's before you is of equal measure, you're giving it and you're going to receive it back. You're giving prayers to all and love to all and light to all, and you're sending in that natural balanced equation. What you put out is what is coming back. It's a balanced experience, that balanced equation. But remember too, every new spiral of template, you're going to have to come up with a higher vibrational template of responsibility and accountability. Because again, you're setting yourself into, your intention is to have a higher vibrational relationship with all creation. Which means that you're going to have to let go of all of those things you'd been practicing that were very low vibration. You have to let go of them all through compassion and forgiveness and step up into this new higher vibrational relationship of accountability and responsibility that are more refined. That's why everybody's being tested and everybody's being watched. It's just what the natural soul's progression is. You don't know if you're advancing as a soul if you're not doing the inner work. Your teams know if you've been doing it through your purity of intent. Your teams are always connected because they're aspects of you. Your teams are always connected with, and God is, because God's in the center of your body, of your soul, and of all life around you. God is the relationship of all things. So God is the intermingling, is the essence between and all relationships. So God understands your intention to have a positive outcome. God knows the intention that you're setting to think positive every day, to forgive people every day. God is the center of that. So what's called the divine relationship. That's how God understands and knows, and your teams know, and your ancestors know what is that relationship, and has it been practiced in a higher, refined way? Are they making those goodwill choices? Are they making those refined, aligned choices? And when you have more of those refined, aligned choices to live in your higher and your best, to live as your divine relationship with you, to live in the higher love of you, and you're showing yourself love and you're caring about yourself, that relationship of all that you are becomes easier to step up into new levels. That's how your teams know whether, it's very complex and it's far more than what we're talking about, but that's how your teams know whether you're ready for an activation or not. If you're not having that positive relationship to step out and to be more and to have that higher co-creative experience, your gifts and your skills telepathically, psychically, you're interfacing with those higher realms, that relationship can't be there because you haven't practiced any of the vibrational stuff that is the universal laws. So you are going to be eventuating yourself into higher vibrational templates, and that relationship is going to get more and more refined. And that relationship is purely and foundationally set in self-love, set in your self-care, where you care about where planet is, the planet Earth is moving. You care to be a part of that co-creation. You care to improve relationships at all levels of our creational reality. Improving the levels of relationship, between old systems and creating new systems. There is that similitude and that navigation of alchemy that can be had. And that is again held within the divine relationship where it's neutral, so that you're opening up the highest gateways for all relationships to be accepted and respected, regardless of where anybody is at on their vibrational consciousness compass, if you will. And just know that all is God, all is valid, all is meant to be there. And your relationship with yourself is just knowing that it's an aspect of you, harmonize it and have it be okay. And then always keep that relationship again with you, because that was one of the things that was most confusing with many people going through transitioning out of old jobs, transitioning out of old ways, old patterns, transitioning out of old relationships, transitioning out of family members that aren't perhaps cohesive with you, because you're growing at an exponential rate, and some people choose not to grow. Some people choose not to be awakened consciously. So there's always those minutiae that you have to navigate around, and how you navigate with that is through, again, you're going within, and nobody has those answers for you but you. That's why your relationship with you is so important. Who are you? When you know that something feels good and something doesn't feel good, when you know that something is nourishing for your soul and feeling good for your soul, and you're actually peaceful and you're loving in your soul with anybody that you're around, or is it constantly in chaos, disruption, and imbalance? Remember, everything in creation, your teams and your guides will always move you out of what is not balanced. Your teams know. Your teams see it coming. You, if you're a telepath, if you're an empath, and if you're a psychic, you can see when things, and you can feel before anything unfolds that it's not going to be good for your soul, and you can miss certain engagements, certain experiences. So that is a part of having that higher vibrational relationship with your higher self in all realms of reality, so that you can predict, you can precognate when things are coming, you can precognate when a situation happens, so you can navigate in and around it. But you can't do that if you're scattered and imbalanced and not grounded. That's why, again, we are multidimensional beings. We're always sending and receiving information. How psychics and conduits read information is that we're constantly moving in fields of energy. We're creating a new relationship with energy of all kinds and all ways. Your soul blueprint will dictate the experiences, timelines, pacings, temperaments, how much you've done your clearing with, and again, your relationship with you and all that is as a multiverse being. How is that relationship allowing you to tap into what needs to be tapped into for you to have the best experience? Because your teams and guides are always guiding you to your highest soul's experience. Your teams see and view your soul's destiny. Your teams view and see and know your soul's blueprint. So they're very aware at what and how you're activated in a soul growth experience. They know what you need as far as a healing experience. They know what you need as far as temperament or modifications. My teams are constantly working with me. They're constantly adjusting things. They're constantly helping me grow and expand, as well as nurture and remind myself of those self-loving nurturances, because I give so much during the time, and they have to remind me to slow down and just take a break. But that's my relationship with this new version of template, where I'm not going to be working harder. I'm going to be working smarter and taking more time off, because my relationship with my higher vibrational bodies and those sheaths that have been placed on me are going to require that my relationship with rest, with nature, I'm having a different set of relationships, because I'm going to be moving and operating in a different way, which we said a couple of years ago. It's going to be really important that we practice being higher vibrational, because it's, again, your version of you, that relationship with you and that higher version of you needs to be practiced. So you have to have a higher vibrational relationship with all that is. You're going to be activated in higher vibrational ways with nature. You're going to be activated in higher vibrational ways with water. You're going to be activated in higher vibrational ways with past, present, and future. And how are you going to alchemize it and have a positive relationship so that you can accept it, allow it, and alchemize it in a way so that it's all becoming a new set of allowances. Because allowance is the highest vibrational open experience. There's no fear anywhere. So that means your vibrational codes, your vibrational organs, your systems within systems, your God systems, the sheaths, if you will always have that flowing access of light. Again, your allowance of your relationship within all your systems. So if your systems are all godly systems, which they are, if all aspects of planets, galaxies, multiverses, the multiverse of multiverses is all source spirit, that means you can have a higher vibrational template of relationship of all of those things. And it is the micro macro. So that means your relationship with you within is becoming more and more expanded. So that is how you kind of step up on, a timeline frequency, because your relationship with time and space is now shifting and changing. It will implode on itself. That is the relationship that we're seeing shift, as far as 3D templates are now being pulled out, and why we're seeing all the corruption come up, because those sheaths of energy are being pulled out, which means that time and space is imploding into a new level. Because remember, everything's a toroidal. So every new spiral of ascension, there's going to be things that are pulled out, alchemized within the source, alchemized within the all, and then exactly what you do in your own alchemic experience, your relationship with all that is source, your relationship with past, present, and future. It's all now. It's all imploding into now, so your relationship with now is ever more important. Your relationship with how you're alchemizing any experience, because you're ascending and receiving being. Are you being in the highest neutral state so that you can manifest the highest outcome possible to the greater good? Not forcing it or controlling it. You're just simply placing a loving intention into anything before you. That's it. A loving intention, and it will have the highest outcome. When you offer that in divine order, you have all spirit, all the omnipresent, all the world, all the creational energies you can see and not see. That is that alchemy of saying, okay, well, they've said for divine order. That means everybody gets what is meant for them. Because again, the universal balance is so very key. Divine order is not the highest, and the haves always keep having and having the highest. That's why there has been this beautiful change of the turning of the guards and the turning of the wheel. It has to, because it's been so out of balance. The divine order must be all things in balance, because if it doesn't, it imbalances our entire species, and why we've found such the great juxtaposition of all these gender explorations. It's been so out of balance. There's been so much distorted, unhealed experiences that we've created and manifested, given so much power to what we've called the father or the divine masculine. And it's just been such a corrupt experience. Everything is out of balance. And so what we're finding now is the turning of the tables, because it has to implode upon itself. Again, we've been talking about this for years, about the implosion of itself if you're not understanding creational reality. These are pivotal, foundational wisdoms that one must understand going forward into higher vibrational templates. And again, why we've been offering in our posts, the leaders and the systems, if you will, that we've all chosen to create out of our limitations and our separations and our discriminations. Those systems are still on those lower vibrational templates. They will have to implode upon itself and be broken up to that dark matter so that we can rewrite them into new things that are on a higher vibrational plane, because the relationship of all that we are is changing. Our relationship to who we are as spirit, our relationship to know that, yes, we have light ships out there. Our relationship with the cosmos is different and changing every day. Your relationship with food is changing every day. Your relationship with your cells are changing every day if you so choose. You can still maintain those lower vibrational shut off systems to say that you're not connected with anybody. Your actions don't affect anybody, but those that have been doing black magic and all of those corrupt programs and systematic programs of human testing, trafficking, and all of those things that are on the very negative, dark vibrational, demanding, domination, controlling systems and fear program systems, they're all being shown as completely out of balance, scattered, and chaotic, because they're not in alignment with the new relationship. The relationship of the templates, the Schumann resonance. If you've seen the Schumann resonance lately, it affects how you behave. So if you're in an imbalanced state and not clearing and not in a higher vibrational state, our planet is moving up its core vibration every day, because our consciousness is changing every day. And that's why we've said it's not one light worker's fault, if you will, if they can predict and she can predict what's going on in the field. Where I'm reading the field, I'm reading what's there, right? These are creational reality equations. They're aspects of how creation moves. As you know how you're moving as a planet, because you're a planet of God, you're a micro macro of God, you're the cell of God, you're the psyche of God, however you want to term it or word it doesn't matter. They're just words. You are God. The outer is God showing you what is your relationship. What is your relationship with God? Is your relationship with God stuck in a little tiny book with a little tiny title with a little tiny separation that says only your title of God matters? And then you project hate and discrimination to everybody that is not in your definition of what God is. So you have to look at your beliefs in your relationship. Is your relationship open to all that being God is? And again, we're preparing you, because what will your relationship be to an insectoid that stands before you? It will be a while before they do that. They will probably come in humanoid form. I know a few, they're beautiful beings. I know a few here on Earth that have a lot of insectoid energy in their DNA. I can just tell. It's a different vibration. But they're not going to appear to us in their form. They'll probably allow themselves to be veiled in human form, because they are quite breathtaking, an 8-foot insectoid. And they're just such beautiful, gentle beings. I had a beautiful experience the other night. I'm going to share with you. It was so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful. It made me cry. I was just so in love with these beautiful beings. And I've had so many beautiful celestial experiences of downloads because, again, these multi-dimensional templates, and because of I'm able to split my consciousness, I'm having higher vibrational relationship experiences. Because again, it is the alignment that when I say relationship, it is your essence of who you are as the being of God. Again, returning back to the sacred child, because that sacred child is always excited to relate in new ways. So break it down. When we talk about what we talk about, the Christed codes or Christed offerings, there's much more involved in what we're talking about. But it's up to each person to go away and do their homework, right? I'm an elevator, right? God says there's always going to be elevators, or you're going to get in and push the button. I'm an elevator offering infinite potentials, infinite healings, infinite opportunities to become wiser, expanded, and more in love with who you are in the relationship of you as God. We're preparing ourselves to be united with our galactic multiverse species. Our species is at a very critical point. If we don't get this thing about self-love and opening into self-love, discrimination and fear and control are the most harmful vibrations that keep our species limited in the same controlling patterns. It won't occur because every day we're being bathed with light, and every day those controlling fear energies are having to be looked at and faced. Your relationship with what was fear, control, and dominance, old belief systems, your old Akashic records, your old lineage records, your old social records, your old social beliefs, your old social power that you gave power to, anything as you give power to the outside is manifesting, right? That's why, again, you can't purposely state and say you're going to manifest somebody. You don't have that right. You're merely just placing love into the universe and say, Spirit, bring me an equally matched high vibrational soulmate. Spirit does that work for you. Spirit will make sure your paths cross. You shouldn't be forcing any type of a manifestation on anything that is of a person or a place. Because you're forcing the energies that are just meant to be a natural flow. That divine relationship is always there. You don't have to make the divine relationship there. It's always there. You're now becoming a better relationship with the divine relationship. Your divine relationship with food. I now know that food interacts with my body as I eat it. As we said in one of our videos, 2 videos ago, I think. As you eat, your body is becoming a perfect weight. Your body is processing higher vibrational food with higher light content. State those affirmations of who you are becoming as a higher vibrational relationship of all things, because you're constantly sending and receiving information. Is it a cohesive, loving, high vibrational relationship? Forcing, making, all of those things that are fear, control, and dominance, those are low vibrational behaviors. You will not meet with a high vibrational soulmate or a twin flame or anything that you think you might be in those vibrations, because they're not a vibrational match. It's imbalanced. You have to bring yourself up to say, okay, I release control because my relationship knows that everything is always perfect with God. Your teams and your higher self always will always guide you to the highest benevolent path for you. They want you to be happier than you were yesterday. They want you to be more in love with yourself than you were yesterday. That's why those that are aligned with their higher self are always on that self-loving path. They will always be self-evolving and self-changing. They'll always have a great relationship with themselves, and they'll always say no to what doesn't work, and that is thwarting and domination. The domination matrix. They'll say no to that because they love themselves so much so they're going to reclaim all their power. They would never want to be a part of anybody that says go do harm to somebody. How is that in alignment to a higher vibrational relationship? You're not going to manifest a soulmate if you're doing spell work for somebody to come and be with you. You're manifesting somebody that also has a low sense of self, that will want to be codependent and self-reliant on you. It is the equal opportunity experience. Remember, the equation is always there. What you intend is what you're calling back to you. So if you're doing spell work and your intention is to hurt or harm or take something away or force somebody to be with you or force somebody in your reality, you're imbalancing your own equation. It's not necessary. You have no divine relationship with yourself. It's merely out of fear, greed, want, and domination. And those are all fears, self-rejection, no sense of self. So the more you know about yourself, again, who are you, then you start creating that self-loving relationship so that you can, and it shouldn't be a thing that you want to manifest a person. Because if you love yourself, you don't need to manifest anybody outside of you. It's just a thing that God puts like the cherry on top. And it comes usually when you're not expecting it. Meeting your soulmate and being equally yoked, if you will, is a natural thing that just occurs out of a synchronicity that's just normal and beautiful. You don't force the manifestation. That's against the entire equation of being balanced. There's no divine relationship in forcing. There's no divine relationship in making something happen. There's no divine relationship in making something forced in your way of ego so that you want it to turn out in a certain way. That's not being in the flow of a divine, higher vibrational relationship. Remember, the divine relationship we've talked about in all of our videos, it's only taught through me. Divine relationship is the movement of God. What you intend in that movement, it's all God. Whether it's a negative God experience, whether it's a satanic God experience, whether it's a demonic God experience, how you have sex or intercourse or making love, whatever you intend, that's the relationship that you're going to get out of it. If you're intending to harm or to hurt or to have sex just because you want to get off, or have sex because you want to have an increased life force, but you don't care about that other person involved in that experience, that's not an equal relationship. Therefore, you're imbalancing that. And make no mistake about it, the universe will want that brought back into balance. So it will manifest something for you so that you become imbalanced because you've intended it. Everything is a relationship, especially when you're having life force interactions. That's why we've said for a couple of years now, and there's no shade to anybody's choices, but we have to be higher vibrationally aware. What you do with your life force is very, very important to your overall health, your balance, and how and what you get engaged with and how you get entangled with other people's karmas. If you're having orgies or sex things with anybody that's in groups, you're binding yourself to their karma. And especially if they're carrying STDs, because STD is a karma. It's an entity. It's a live intention that is alive in your body. That's a relationship. That STD is a relationship. That relationship began at an energetic experience, an energetic exchange. Everything is energy exchange. Everything is an energetic equation. That is creational reality. If you're shut off, if you choose to resist, if you choose to deny, if you choose not to take accountability for who you are as God, if you choose not to take accountability for your body, for your mind, for your heart, for your soul, for your spirit, then it will manifest in a negative way because you've intended that. You've intended to be shut off from your relationship of greatness. Just you showing you. There's no shade about it. There's no judgment. It's not judgment. These are truths. And sometimes these truths trigger people. So that's what you got to go away and you got to think about. Wow, maybe this is something I got to look at because I didn't really want this STD. I didn't really want this pregnancy. I didn't really want this. Well, you manifested it. You manifest it because there's something going on within you that is the relationship is out of balance. Your relationship with you, your relationship with God, your relationship with just knowing that the universe will just work things out. If you're in an aligned experience with who you are as love, with who you are as light on the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, sexual, all that you are is that relationship building you and preparing you to be integrated as a cosmic being. Because you want to have those higher vibrational relationships. You can't have it if you're in your low vibrational sex orgies. Those are very low vibrational experiences. And you're going to be messing with the transactioning of everybody's low vibrational mess. That's why people in those group experiences will all be sick. They're threading sickness within sickness and it will self-implode. And that's why, they can think that somebody's doing karma to them. No, it's your karma. You've chosen to exchange your life force, which is very sacred. You have a zero connection of your life force sacredness. There's no relationship there. You've chosen to sell your relationship with your life force, which is the highest importance. It's your gold factor. You've chosen to sell it to people that don't care about who they are. Because if you care about who you are, you wouldn't gather in group sex experiences. You wouldn't. Because it's a nightmare. It's a mess. You're taking on the karma of everybody involved. And you're choosing to give your karma to everybody involved. That's not okay. That's a first law. Right use of free will and non-interference. And especially if you're hiding things and you're not telling people about what you're carrying sexually. That's karma on top of karma on top of karma. So again, if you want a higher vibrational experience with creation, you have to hold yourself high. No, I care about my body. I'm going to be absolutely truthful and transparent. Why? Because I want that in return. You're not going to have the universe give you something beautiful and blessed that they've taken their time to really transmute their stuff and their darknesses if you're behaving in low vibrational don't care ways. That goes for a job. That goes for anything. Politicians aren't going to get the respect of the people because they don't have a respectful relationship with their people. They don't see their people or land as sacred. That's why all of these low vibrational leaders, these corrupt leaders, will be pulled out. And it will be self-imploding on itself. They have to see what they've created. If you don't have a relationship with you as God in everything before you, whether you do because you're a multi-vibrational being, you're a physical being in a physical humanoid body, you're part carbon, you're part crystalline. That crystalline energy is a psychic experience. It remembers. This is why we've said when anything that goes on in the underground, if you will, anything that thinks anybody that thinks things are hidden, it's not. It's a psychic experience. I can read it. It's in the field. It's not a light worker doing anything to you. It's your psychic experience returning back to you really quick now because we're in 4D. You have to heal it. I'm just seeing what's unseen. I'm saying what's unseen. I'm just reading what's in the field, whether you think it's hidden or not, whether you think that you're destroying evidence, whether you think that you're lying to somebody, whether you think that everybody's being paid to be secretive about something. No, I can see it. It's a psychic experience. It doesn't go anywhere. It stays there. That psychic experience, just like the STD, just like the pregnancy, whatever it is that's inside your body, whether it be a cancer, whether it be a mental imbalance, whether it be Alzheimer's, it is a vibrational story. It sits there until you alchemize it. You can't alchemize it if you're not accounting for it. You can't alchemize it if you're not acknowledging it. Any leader that says they're a great leader and doesn't deal with their shit and their corruption, they will never be a higher vibrational leader, and they will manifest themselves to self-implode because that's creational reality. It is showing you what you've intended. It is showing you the relationship of you with everything. If you don't care about your people and your land, and you're not intending that you're healing the people, you're not intending that you want to have goodness for your land and your people because it's your water, it's your food, it's your nourishment, it's your vegetables, it's your fruit. If you're not intending that for your land and people, better believe it, bet you're going to be self-imploding, and you will manifest. Your soul will manifest. Your higher self will manifest. You will manifest yourself to self-implode because it's the only way that you can face what you're creating. That is your relationship with you. If you don't care about yourself as sacred, everything outside of you will be coming back and self-implode to be non-sacred. Whether it's your sexual acts, whether it's how you eat food, whether it's how you communicate with people, that is a sacred experience. Everything is sacred. It's all God. We've just had all of these stenched low vibrational beliefs because it's how they have been feeding into those programs of control because they wanted to manifest off our energy. No, your energy belongs to you. So recall your energy, recall your light. My energy, my conscious belongs to me. Nobody manifests me because it's not their choice to manifest me. It's mine. I choose. When somebody's forcing to manifest you, that is done in an imbalanced, low vibrational way because it's manifesting out of fear. No, if you understand that everything will be brought to you in vibrational match, let go. God knows who is perfect for you. You just have to focus on being your best relationship with you. God will bring you everything. Perfect job opportunities. Your higher self is already sending those pulsations of energy. Every time you have a pulsation to do something exciting, it's already sent out into the omnipresent. That's why anybody that thinks anything is hidden and secret in these secret underground covens and clubs and all that bullshit, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's all an illusion. It's bullshit. I can read it. It's there. I don't give a fuck how many rooms you think you're going in to be secretive and you're going down in underground tunnels. No, everything is energy. I can see it. Next. So after all your little secret meetings, now what? Now what? More watch lists, now what? Are you going to heal? Are you going to face what you thought was not accountable? No, you're going to be accountable. Because every reality is showing you, are you going to self-implode into a good experience so that you can be in a higher vibrational relationship with all that is? Or are you going to still put out that experience of separation and domination and fear and control? Everybody gets to choose. The relationship of all creation is facing everybody now. That's why every time we come forward every day is a new level of judgment. You're being watched. Everybody's being watched. By who? Your higher self and your soul, because it's all you. And your higher self and your soul is saying, can we have a better relationship? Can we have a better relationship with my heart? Can I have a better relationship with my body? Can I have a better relationship with who I am in this planet? I want a better relationship with the little bugs that walk by. Because there will be, at some point, bigger bugs. And they're beautiful, beautiful beings. They're beautiful beings. They're so highly intelligent. They're so soft and gentle. They're beautiful. If you're in the relationship of having a negative experience with everything, then you're going to be with those really big beings that are negative in experience. There's equal opportunity. What is your relationship? My relationship with Celestials is awesome. I can't wait. Then you're going to be in vibrational match of those that are equally there for you. And so lately, as I've been saying about this relationship, about your interfacing, if you have a good relationship and you're doing your work and you're relating to your creational reality in a moment for moment daily experience, you're again, and you're clearing out what was. Again, it's all a cycle. Where are you at in your ascension path? You know, who are you? What exists within you? You're doing that daily work. You're going to be on these higher vibrational relationship templates, if you will. So that means you're going to be moving in and out of these sheaths of energy. There's always lower, there's always middle, and there's always higher, because you have to have that gradation. You have to grow within your gradation of new levels. You're always going to be tested by your teams and your guides, and your higher self is always going to say, okay, did you let that lower pattern go? Did you let this go? Did you let that go? Again, refining your food, refining your speech, refining who you are, refining who you're going to be around, all of that in your environment, just like we know of botany and the botany research. Everything in your environment is a part of what allows you a good relationship or a negative relationship. It's part of it. It's not all of it. We've misunderstood in our teachings in the social collective are that we become a part of our environments. Yes and no. We have to understand and reteach ourselves and relearn ourselves and relationship ourselves is that we are the environments. So giving ourselves that power back. You're not going to be affected by anybody outside of you. Your cells are still your cells. Your body is still your body. Your conscious is still your conscious. Everything about you is you. So you're returning all of that power back to you. That's the relationship shift. That's the shifting of what we're going through right now. The last will be first and the first will be last. There has to be that shift because it's so out of balance. And so in that, it's shaking everything up and everybody's going, okay, well, the corruption way is not working anymore. There's burdens, there's hurdles, there's blockages, because the light vibration of relationship is higher. So if you're not clicking in, it's like a you know, the cogs in the wheel. So if you're not clicking in and you're down here because it's lower, you can't click into this higher vibrational relationship. Everything is again, relationship is the movement of source energy. Is it a low vibrational source energy? Then that's where you're going to have to stay until those lessons are learned. You're bringing yourself to a new relationship or level of source. Infinite threads of reality for source. Infinite threads, infinite realities, infinite planets, infinite bodies, infinite aspects, infinite yous, infinite souls, infinite experiences. You want that. You want variation. That's how you become a master. You can't become a master having one set of beliefs. That's not a master. A master is having all beliefs. It's all okay. It's all spirit. I can integrate that. And next, as I said earlier, anybody that thinks what they're doing is secret, they're wasting a whole lot of time and money. To do anything against anybody, your relationship with yourself is in pure self-rejection and it will implode. That's creational law. It's creational law. It's self-imploding. What is your relationship with you? Your relationship with you would have to be very low if you have to do anything to anybody outside of you. Steal, take, sexually traffic, sexually dehumanize, human testing, all of those things are low vibrational self-rejections. And those come from those programs of belief systems, wounding, Akashic wounding, familial wounding, social wounding, of self-rejection and separation, discrimination. Everything that we teach can be healed. We're teaching you the skills and the gifts to heal what needs to be healed. These are my teachings and my teachings only. Nobody has the right to teach my stuff. Nobody was ever given permission. Nobody's ever given signatures. Nobody was ever given authority. I've never had an agent. I've never had a partner. I've never worked for anybody in all of my 17 years of doing Ascension stuff. I've never worked for anybody that I've given authority to anybody to be a partner on my behalf, ever. Never. There's never been even discussions. I'm a private consultant and I'm a private creator, and people hire me out, period. I've never been hired from anybody that has ever been a part of the corruption that I've come from, that they have stolen and taken from me and used my work and copied my work and pilfered my videos and done all the things that they have done. They have falsified my signatures, they've falsified documents, they have falsified narratives, they've falsified stories. They're nothing but false liars and thieves. And so their realities are self-imploding because their stories, their relationship is not holding up. The light here is pure. It's a pure relationship. If those stories were truthful, those stories would be seen as truthful, but they're not. Everything is self-imploding and it's becoming corrupt and imploding. Why? Because the equation isn't matched. It's not rocket science. The equations are not matched. You can tell somebody that is lying if they stand before you. They can talk whatever talk they want. They can be a charmer. They can be a shapeshifter. They can be a snake. They can say whatever they want to say. I will tell you before it even happens when they're lying and what part of that is a lie. Because it's in the field. It's energy. It's energy in the field. It's an energetic experience. It's an energetic story. People walking by, I can see if they've been sexually abused. It's an energetic imprint. It's an imprint that's in the field. Seers, conduits, we see the interfacing of energy. It has nothing to do about what anybody thinks they're going to pay somebody to be quiet and all the garbage bullshit that goes on. All the Epstein stuff that just goes missing. Things go missing and people go missing and things go missing when their corruption is starting to come to the forefront. No, all of those people will create and manifest their own self-implosions. I guarantee it. Every single person that was a part of anything to do with corruption and is not a relationship of 4D, if they're not in relationship with 4D light, everybody will manifest their own self-imploding. Period. It's not a balanced equation. The reality of the outer is not the reality of the inner, and they will manifest self-implosion. Tower moments, hurdles, blockages, illness, disease. So no elite group of haves and have-nots will never, ever control and manifest total domination of humanity. Its breaking is being pulled out, and every single one of them will have self-implosion moments happening all over the place. Entertainment, politics, education, anybody that has done those imbalanced acts, because we're now in higher vibrational light and your reality of your relationship is cohesive. If you're in tune and aligned at a 4 or 5D level, you're going to be absolutely in relationship with it. You're going to see everything that's not in relationship with that. It's resisting the higher vibrational relationship because it's wounded. That's where it sits. That's where it stays. Deceit, non-transparency, non-integrity, malevolence, trying to hide, sneak, and shade, and thieve, and steal. Those are things absolutely unbalanced, and a seer can see it and read it and know it. It's not the reader's fault. No, I'm just seeing what's naturally there. And it's like taking your hands off your eyes. Okay, I see it. Now what? Are you going to heal? You're going to stop lying? You're going to stop hiding? You're going to stop trying to make up false manipulative stories and false stories on one person that has nothing to do with any of it? 50 people have had a part in my corrupt experience. They've impaled and imploded and projected on me. Human testing. These people don't even know me. I know one person of the whole entire group and one fake client. That's it. I don't know any of these people. And yet they chose to take it upon themselves to think they know me, have a relationship with me. They don't. There's no relationship. That's why you're going to self-implode and you will self-destruct. However you choose to. It's your soul's decision. It's your karma with God. Because God told everybody to stop 2 years ago. The fields are moving really fast. And if you're not in a cohesive relationship, everybody's going to be seen for every move they've made, every intention, every deed, every thought. It doesn't matter whether they try and destroy evidence. It's in the field. And anybody that is aligned with their higher self, they will see everything. And that's why there's going to be a lot of jobs and a lot of careers and a lot of vocations opening up for all those that are psychics, that are empaths, that have been aligned, that have been doing the work. Because we read energy. We read what's in the field. It's not the light workers' fault. Light workers aren't sending spells back to the people that have been doing bad. No, it's your reality imploding upon itself. It's your relationships not in balance. But they're not understanding creational reality. They're not getting it because their relationship with themselves is out of whack. Therefore, their reality will be out of whack. And it will keep showing itself out of whack until they get it. Okay, well, maybe I should just have a better relationship with me. I don't need anybody outside of myself. Maybe I should stop forcing people to be with me. Maybe I should just want to be with me. If you haven't been by yourself for a couple of years, totally by yourself, celibate, working with your energy fields, you're not healed. You're just not. Give yourself 2 years, minimum 2 years. I've been celibate for 14 years. Nobody's touched me. Nobody's come anywhere near my life force. Nobody. Nobody's touched my body but me in 14 years. Nobody. I don't date. I don't go out. I don't screw around because I love myself. There hasn't been anybody that's been at my level that I would allow them to touch me. I know myself. Nobody's going to get inside my fucking field. I've got boundaries. I've got veils. I've got filters. I've got thousands and millions of ancestors and deities that walk with me. I'm pretty fucking important in this experience. Nobody's touching me. I know how to put up projections. I know how to put up protections at night. I know how to put up seals. I know how to do that. I work with energy. Why? Because my relationship with energy is very sacred. My body is sacred. My chakras are sacred. Nobody's fucking touching me unless they have a sacred, equal experience. And they haven't. Nobody from the past is sacred. They're still in a lot of wounding. God sees them as sacred, but it doesn't matter what anybody outside of them thinks. It's matter what they think. Their relationship with God, their relationship with themselves is not aligned. And people tend to go to separative experiences like cults, covens, Masonic groups, blah, 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 blah. They're all very valid experiences. They're all very great. But they are experiences of discrimination and separation. And they are usually garnered by separative discrimination projections to find people to target so they can get what they want. Feeding off energy in other minute, low vibrational ways. Again, the relationship with energy is very skewed, and therefore it will relate and it will come back and it will self-implode. STDs, blockages, poverty, illness, disease, because their relationship with energy is not sacred. The vibrational fields, the omnipresent, is very sacred right now. We're entering into 4D. We've never had the highest vibrational time to heal. That 4D is the healing timeline. 4D is the emotional timeline. Honoring your emotions and healing with those emotions to profundity. There's never been a higher time to heal than right now. If your vibrational relationship with you is not here, then you're going to be very skewed, because the truth, the purity, the intelligence, the benevolence, the godless, the omnipresence, the field is showing you a purity of vibration. I'm in it. And what's not in it is going to show itself equally. Why? Because everything is a relationship. That relationship is not there. There's not a match. That's why people that want to force their way to manifest me, they won't. There's no vibrational match. You're not even coming near me. You're not. It's just no match. There's no divine relationship. I see you as God. I accept you as God, but there's no vibrational match. You're not coming near me. My ancestors won't let you. That's how divine relationship works. Are you a vibrational match? What is the lesson that you need from that being or that person or that experience standing before you? If it's self-imploding, that means you need to alter your beliefs. Your spirit, your soul, your higher self is showing you. Nobody's doing that to you. You are. When your body has a disease or an imbalance or an STD or anything, whether it's pimples, acne, whatever it might be, it's your relationship with you, period. It begins as an energy experience. So what's your experience? What's your relationship? Change there. Start there. Go to the core. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Seers and healers and teachers and readers and interfacing of conduits, those of us that have practiced and doing this for many, many eons, we're prepared to read very minute and very refined pinpoints of energy. We can tell when people speak, is it truthful? We can tell where they're feeling insecure. We can tell what energy that they're portraying in their speech. That's what a conduit does. We read energy. We read the interfacing of interaction and relationship. That's what we do. The conduit isn't doing anything to anybody. No, I'm just reading the energy. It's there. That's a lie. It's there. The lie is there. I can see it. I can see things being hidden and evidence being ripped up and evidence being swished under the table and things being trying to make things not be there and trying to pay people off to do this and pay people off to that and just scattering and scurrying around because now towers are coming down because their lies are not holding up. Why? Because the interfacing of the omnipresent is a higher vibration. Anything that's not in truthful integrity, transparent vibration, it will be seen. It'll be seen, it'll be known, it'll be heard, it'll be questioned. It'll be more and more people coming forward, more and more truth, more and more integrity. People will never want to carry karma for somebody that just wants to lie and thieve. Nobody would carry karma for that. Nobody. So they're going to be more and more whistleblowers. Why? Because they want a better relationship with creation. They want to manifest higher vibrational creations. You do corrupt things, you're going to manifest corruption. Is that the relationship where you want to stay? You want to stay in thieving and deceiving and lies and ill bodies and ill health and STDs? That's why we're going to be sharing with ourselves and our collective. None of these things are to trigger anybody. They're absolute truths of energy. So go away and look at, if you're feeling triggered about being in a polyamorous experience or a polygamist or polygamist or whatever they're called. Doesn't matter, they're just words. If you choose to share your body freely in a non-responsible way, you have to ask yourself, there is a lot of self-loathing and a self-hate there. Because if you're putting your life force and you're absolutely accepting others' life force within yourself and you're doing it with no responsibility, you absolutely know that you will manifest a self-implosion sexually with your energy of life force, because you've shown yourself and you've intended in any interaction and in every interaction and every underground experience that you think you're hiding and getting away with, you're not, because it's all energy that's being seen, felt, and known. And if you choose not to read it, if you choose not to have a relationship with your intentions, your soul will self-implode in interaction, and that will be a physical manifestation. It is creational reality. These are the mechanics of creational reality. We are multidimensional beings. Everything is energy. There are those of us that have been trained on how to read it, how to know it, how to heal it, how to participate, how to create higher vibrational systems. We are here to create and inspire and ignite and activate higher vibrational, multidimensional systems of living and behaving. You can't expect a higher vibrational reality if you're behaving low vibrationally and hate yourself and share your life force with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You'll get everything Tom, Dick, and Harry in your energy. And it's messy and it feels dirty. That's how it feels. Anybody that shares their body in an intimate way with many people, them standing in your energy field feels dirty and messy, complicated, chaotic, disruptive, scattered, icky. That's how it feels. I'm an empath, I'm a psychic. I can feel people when they're on the line, when they have multiple partners. I can feel it. That's how it feels because that's in your energy field. I'm reading it. So if you want to be pure and refined within you, you got to clear all those densities out. You've chosen to share your energy with everybody else's karma, with everybody else's timelines, with everybody else's sexual experiences, with everybody's sexual timelines, with everybody's sexual akash. That's what you chose. When you choose a polyamorous experience without being responsible, without being high vibrational, without being intelligent, without being a higher vibrational being for your inner wellness, for your inner peace, you are absolutely opening yourself up to entity attachment. You're opening yourself up to lower vibrational entity sharing. Those lower entity sharings are aspects of what we call STDs or diseases because they're energy experiences, and that energy has to go somewhere for you to see what you have chosen. That's an energy manifestation becoming physical. STDs are entities. They're experiences because what you intended is showing you. That is the return of the toroidal. That is the return of the infinity. That's creational reality. If you want a different equation, if you want a different outcome, you have to have a better relationship. Is your relationship divine or is it low vibrational? If you don't respect your body, if you don't respect your sexual space, if you don't respect anybody else's sexual space, absolutely better bet 100% you will get something because your spirit and your body and your soul is showing you. Perhaps you might want to have a higher vibrational experience of who you are within yourself. Your sacral chakra, your root chakra, your body is very, very sacred. This is the relationship that we're shifting and we're showing you, delighted ones. The next year will test you, will show you, will give you very evident correlated, as we said far back, 6 to 8 videos ago about your relationship, the correlation of everything. You're going to be seeing it very quickly. It's going to show you in your face. What is your relationship with you? Are you sacred with you? Is your body sacred? Is the sharing of your body sacred? That's why I don't share my body. I don't. Nobody is worth me sharing their body. Nobody. Nobody's going to get near me. Because they haven't done the healing. Most people have not done the healing for me to share my body intimately. Not going to do it. No, $1 billion. I would never sell my soul or my spirit, ever. My life force is everything. Been celibate for 14 years. I'm very proud of that. Because I care about my body. And if you want to know more of who you are and have a better relationship with who you are, go celibate. Start releasing toxins. Start releasing your relationship beliefs and your relationship lower vibrational experiences because they have been transferred to you by your adults, by your parents, by your lineages, by your teachers, by your low vibrational political leaders, where it's dominance and control and fear programming. Do you want to have a pure relationship with you? What is your divine relationship with your sexual centers? Do you give your sexual energy away freely or do you honor it? Do you call your energy in when there's those people in your circle that aren't worthy of it? That's, again, learning your boundaries. Learning what is your part in the transaction. No, I'm not going to share my sexual energy. No. My sexual energy is for my manifestation, period. And when that person that is equally yoked that does come along and you're just allowing it to come along because Spirit said, okay, you've done a lot of releasing. They're at this, they're honoring their body equally sacredly. God's never going to put somebody that doesn't honor their body with somebody that is really honoring their body. Again, the creational reality equation is out of balance. No, you always have that opportunity. You will be tested, just like people are being tested right now with their gifts and skills. Are you going to honor the universal laws? Because everybody's moving up. If you want to be a part of that chain on the Jacob's ladder, moving up, you're going to be tested because you want to know, are you following the universal laws? What's my part in the transaction? What part of self-implosion am I going to come in at? Am I having a sacred relationship with all that is divine? Yeah, everything's divine. Nobody's touching my yoni. Nobody. Nobody's touching my space. I get to choose who I share my energy with. And if people walk away thinking they're playing with my energy and doing mirror magic and doing all those voodoos and placing me in a jar and all that bullshit, no, you don't. It's an illusion. And your ancestors will give you a very quick, fast implosion. Because God told you 2 years ago to stop. You're abusing the laws, you're abusing energy, you're abusing your body, you're abusing your sacredness. So therefore, thus then, the implosion of non-sacredness. Everything is an equal return of equation. It's called karma, they're just words. It's your creational reality of your relationship with all relationships. Your relationship with God, your relationship with trees, your relationship with food. So there is karma. Absolutely, there is karma. If you don't want to believe there's no karma, then you can call whatever your implosions and your facing of whatever you need to face. Call it whatever you want. I know creational reality, there's karma. There is whatever you put out is returning. It's called the field of the omnipresent. It has to go somewhere. You're a creator. You're a version of God. It has to go somewhere. Where does it go? Does it go to somebody else? You can project it to somebody else. They're not going to take it. Somebody that's aware of themselves, they're going to send it right back. No, it's your burden. It's your karma. Take it. I'm not taking on your burdens. I'm not taking on your karma. Again, those are people that like to think they're playing God. And they will, again, have a very quick self-implosion because they're not God. They have no respect for energy. They have no respect for people. They have no respect for the laws of oneness. Therefore, they will be getting negative karma. And make no mistake about this, I know energy and I know the Akashic field. When you're reading Akashic records, anything that you've done in any 1 hour, any one lifetime that is an abuse of the right use of free will, it is kept and it is recorded. Everything is recorded in your Akashic history. Everything, every thought, every word, every deed. And your soul and your higher self and everybody in the creation knows, are you allowing yourself to grow in honor of your level of oneness with all that is? And if you're in total disrespect and you don't give a crap about what you do, how you speak, and how you are in front of others, you don't care about your effect on others, absolutely this will keep maintaining and keep piling up and keep piling up and keep piling up. And the next lifetime, in the next body you enter, in your next moment, you're going to begin to create disease. Why? Because you're telling the universe you don't give a crap. What is that relationship? I don't give a crap about anything. There's no karma. Okay, well, we'll show you that there is, because that's your intention. You want to pretend you're ignorant? Well, the universe will show you. Okay, well, here's some ignorance. You affect everybody. And creational reality will show whatever way it can because it's you, you're the creator. You will have those self-imploding moments to show yourself. Maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. Maybe sending people hate and black magic every day isn't such a good thing. My health isn't so good today. I'm feeling a bit drained today. Everything is a reality creational equation. What you put in absolutely is showing it to you. Nobody will get away from that. Nobody escapes it. And if they say they do, and if they think they do, then they're ignorant. And therefore, they will get an ignorant self-implosion. Just the way it is. Those are just truths. Everything's energy. Your relationship of everything in front of you is your reality. Is it a sacred relationship? Is your energy relationship sacred? Because energy is everything. You speaking is an energetic relationship. You eating is an energetic relationship. You having a conversation with somebody, is it an energetic equation that is balanced and sacred? Or is it wanting to be dominating somebody and to get in their space and to get in their chakras and to get this and to get that and do your little maneuvering and your little snaking because you want your way? You want your narrative to stick. You want your narrative to be veiled over other people's truths. No, it's not going to stick anymore because the reality creation omnipresence is a higher vibration. And your story is sitting way down here on control and narratives and all of these little things are the low vibrational because you want to play snake and you want to get and you want to take and you want to steal. You want your story to be more important than everybody else's. So you're showing the creational reality. You don't give a shit about anybody else. Because you're stuck in your inner ego wounding. And you're usually feeding demons at that time if you're that disconnected with your conscience. Anything that you're moving through, you can open up to entity attachments because you've chosen to. When you choose not to care about anybody else, you can choose entities that attach to you of not caring about anybody else. Everything that you do is, again, the toroidal to what are you opening to and what are you moving out of? What are you opening to and what are you moving out of? Your energy, your attitude, your vibration, what is your relationship? Is it sacred or is it, I don't give a crap? I want to be hateful, I want to sit in my woundings. Okay, well then you're going to have a self-imploding moment. And karma will show it to you. Or dharma will show it to you. However you want to word it, doesn't matter. Creational reality is still creational reality, dear lighted ones. The universe doesn't have a bias about what your religious beliefs are. The universe doesn't care if you don't believe in karma. The universe doesn't care if you don't believe in a God. The universe doesn't care if you don't believe that tomorrow you're going to stub your toe and it has an absolute effect of what you're thinking right now. The universe doesn't care. The universe is the omnipresent field of energy. What you put into it is what you will get back. It's not biased that way. Those that have played with manipulation and played with spell work and played with fear programs, they have been trying to play God and having the outer reality equal their narrative, which is false and negative. Those false and negative stories will not hold up in a higher vibrational light because the omnipresent field is so much more pure. And you'll see it when it's out of balance. It'll be here, it'll be there, it'll be there. And no, this is not in alignment. This is aligned, this is not in alignment. What's that wound? It's a story, it's a vibrational story. It's a packet of information, and I can read it. So it's not the light worker that's doing anything. It's not the seer that's doing it. No, I have a relationship with all that is energy. I'm sacred with it. I have relationship with all entities, with all demons, with all entities, with all deities, all realms, all dimensions, all ways, because I respect it. Because it's our co-creative relationship. I've agreed. If you're going to show up in somebody's field, I want to read you. Is that okay? Yes. What's my part in the transaction? That's how you're tested. Are you tested to be in benevolence of the greater good? Yes, I respect it. Why? Because I'm receiving it back. I understand creational reality. It will show itself to me. If I'm not respecting it, it's going to show itself to me. I want to have a positive experience because I'm tired of being abused. I'm tired of being taken advantage of. Just because I'm nice and kind and I can read energy and I'm a healer doesn't mean I can't stand in my power and know who I am. No, I'm not taking abuse anymore. Nobody's going to come in my field. Nobody's going to manifest me. No, nobody has the right to manifest me. You didn't get my permission. You're not invited. If you're not invited, don't step away because you'll be stopped and you'll be blocked. Can't manifest me. Anything you try and do with my energy will be blocked, will be toppled, and it will be coming in as self-implosion. You don't have the right. You don't have the invitation. You're not invited. You're not invited to play with my energy in any way. Because I own myself. I'm sacred. Nobody plays with my energy. You can think you're playing with it, and you're going to have a self-implosion moment. Why? Because I've recalled that power back. That's my relationship with my energy. No, my energy is very sacred. I'm manifesting with my energy. Nobody else is. Nobody's going to think they're doing anything. They're not manifesting me. No, you're not. I manifest with God, period. I manifest with Gaia. I know energy. Think of it however you want. That's your vibration and consciousness of where you're at in your reality. We're asking you to be higher vibrational because the fields are higher vibrational. How to get there is through your creative alignment of who you are as your higher self. How? Through creating, because you're most higher in vibration when you're in an inspiration experience. You are highly, highly vibrational when you are creating. That's why our children's schools and everything down the road in the next 5 years will be more creative in every way. Rewriting the entire entertainment industry. We're higher vibrational when we are creating. We're higher vibrational when we're manifesting that relationship with creativity to be the most important thing. Creating is the most important thing that you can do to heal, to express who you are, so that your chakras are becoming in alignment. If you're not expressing who you are, your throat chakra is out of alignment. If you're expressing non-truths and you're not speaking on behalf of your spirit, I'm not standing up for your body, not standing up for your spirit, not saying your truths of what you know to be true, because God is saying, I've given you the gift to see reality. I've given you the gift to teach energy, and you're not using it. Therefore, you're going to have an imbalance because your chakra was built to be 100 truth. That's why a seer can see where are you out of balance in your chakras. Here's some tips and tools to go away with. You got to go do the work. You got to get in the elevator and push the button. Or not. Totally up to you. But your relationship with your reality will again be imbalanced and it will be skewed. Because you've shown yourself, I don't want a relationship with my throat chakra. I don't want to speak up. I want people to control me and speak for me. Everything from here on out is your relationship. If you love yourself and want a better relationship with yourself, your reality is going to show you anyways where your relationship sacredness, you can call it the sacredness equation. That's your connection of your higher self, living as your higher self, living as God. The mother and the father equal. And why you have to work through your divine masculine energies, you have to work through your divine feminine energy, you got to work through those woundings. If you want to be in balance, you'll be on a lower vibrational template and you will be eventually weeded out through self-implosions. Because everybody has to level up. There's no ways about it. The reality changes are evident. Your relationship with you, your relationship with God, your alliance with light. You can have moments of your shadow. You have to. You cannot get through Ascension without having moments of your shadow. Honor it. Honor that relationship and say, okay, how can I work with my shadow so that it benefits me? How can I honor and transmute and alchemize these energies? Because you want to be a mindful co-creator. You want to move with your body in new ways. You want to have that relationship with your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit, your soul. You want your higher vibrational self to say, yeah, I'm on board my higher self. My higher self is my God self, always directing me, always aligning me, always bringing off these beautiful high vibration energies that, yes, this is what I want to manifest. I'm going to call in a high vibrational soulmate. No names attached to it, no people attached to it. Just say, this is the soulmate that I'm looking for. Bring me in a being that matches these energies. And let God do the rest. Let your higher self do the rest. That's why you have guides. Your guides are not going to bring any partner through that is not doing the work. If you don't love yourself, Spirit will not bring you in a soulmate that you're meant to be with. That just won't. You have a lot of work to do. Your healing is the most important. And that's why people end up having blocks and hurdles with love. Because that's not the focus right now. Your love of you, your relationship with you is the most important. Because it is your connection with your higher self. So if there is no relationship with your higher self, you're not going to manifest a soul mate. You'll manifest karma, a karmic. Your relationship with karmics are those imbalanced beliefs that state a low vibrational sense of self. It's all energy. And there is an energetic equation. Your spirit guides will block everybody that is a mismatch. You're going to be tested. Are you putting yourself in a high value? And you're going to be saying no to all those that have treated you horribly. All those that want to return at the last minute because they think you're going to get something. Or they've been pocket watching you and they're now thinking they're worthy of you. When they treated you like dirt and threw you to the side when you needed people the most. And they were the actual ones throwing dirt at you and wanting you to fall. And they think they have entitlement to return back to you and to manifest you. No. There is a zero manifestation of imbalanced, degrading experiences. There's just no return. There's no repair on that. Forgive, yes, move on. There's no returning. Those cycles are over, they're done, they're being pulled out. There is no return of old, degrading, debaucherous, elusive, non-transparent, deceitful experiences. They will not manifest. They will be blocked. Because the innocent require our space, and we're going to be respecting it now, and there will be nobody returning. The doors won't open, the phone calls will not be answered. And again, any attempts that are again trying to pull people back in their stories when they've stated no a million times, that's disrespect of the universal laws, it's disrespect of the spiritual laws, it's disrespect of the boundaries that people have set. Again, my relationship with me, I've stated very clearly. My fields are very sacred, my body is very sacred, my time is very sacred, my energy is very sacred. And if those boundaries are not met, they're not respecting me. Therefore, they're showing themselves, they're showing everybody involved that they have no respect for the person they're thinking they're forcing to manifest. No, because I've said very clearly, no. The past will not return, no. I've stated it very clearly 1 billion times. Therefore, they're not respecting because they want what they want. They want to get back into the old cycle of abuse. No. Because I'm in a higher vibrational relationship with me and my higher self, and it won't happen. The energies are far too imbalanced. God will not allow it. I will not be further abused. I am walking as a master, period. My life force is sacred, period. I'm a healer, I'm a teacher, and I'm a leader. There is no surrendering into debaucherous, degrading, low vibrational, deceitful, toxic experiences. I've been teaching about it, I've been sharing it, I've been showing it unconditionally. I deserve better and I will get better. And I will be paid back everything that was stolen from me. Because nobody had permission. Nobody was told, nobody was offered, there were no approvals, nothing. Things were taken out of utter fraud and theft. Signatures were done, absolutely falsified. I've signed nothing but my divorce papers, period. Nothing else has been signed by my hands. I know who I am and my story is truthful. I am absolutely 100% truth. And anybody else and anything else that is a narrative, it's a false narrative because they've created a lot of lies, a lot of theft, a lot of thieving. They've had a lot of damages, a lot of loss that they've caused other people, and now they're being called on it because their reality creation is not here. And it's being seen and known, and they're self-imploding all over the place. Because there was 50 plus people involved in my human testing and all the spell work and all the things that have been going on, and it's absolutely showing itself because the relationship is not there. It's not a cohesive relationship. It's absolutely out of balance, and it will self-implode. It has to. Everything returns back to source in every second. Doesn't matter. Again, source has no biases about what your beliefs are. Source returns to source every second when you breathe. You can work with that in a positive way, or you can work with that in a negative way. When it's done in a negative way and the field readers are there, the field will say, no, that's not in balance. That's why the intuitives, the ones that are truly lined up, the ones that are truly in alignment with their higher self, they read what's going on in the field. They read the most corrupt stories because it has to be pulled out. We have to face it. And there's a lot of people that are being healed by the communities right now because a lot of the really good readers, they're aligned with their higher selves. They understand the universal laws. They're not going to share stories that are out of balance of their higher self. Their higher self is saying, no, there's a lot of corruption there. We have to face this. So what are the healing tips? How can we have a better relationship with who we are so we can have higher standards for who we are? Higher standards for commanding higher vibrational leadership, higher vibrational people in the communities, higher vibrational experiences that if you do have a church, can it be a church where all are accepted? Or are you still going to have the definitions of separation and discrimination? It's your choice, but know that it's coming back to you. That's your relationship. You've intended a separative relationship, so you're going to intend a separative experience. It's coming back to you. It's just laws. Laws of the universe, laws of energy. You're creating it. So your relationship from here on out is going to be ever so evident and so, so important. Is your relationship with you in every moment sacred? Is your relationship with your body sacred? Everything before you is a vibrational relationship, and you can choose in every moment to be a powerful co-creator to make sure they're having the highest outcome, is just to be neutral in that positive experience so that you're allowing for them to be who they are without interference, without forcing, without making. You're allowing them to be their highest and their best, and you being your highest and your best, and allowing that field of alchemy to take place. If it's a closed and you're forcing and you're projecting, there's no way for source to get in and do any healing because it's so closed off and it's being forced, controlled, and dominated. Everything is a relationship. If there's no flowing relationship for it to move, source is movement. Source is always about evolution. So if there is no movement, it's being controlled, it's being suppressed, it's being pushed down and dominated. There's no movement of source. The cells will get sick, the body will get sick, the body will get diseased, the speech will get impaired, the brain will get impaired. There's no flow of source. And that's the experience they chose. Their relationship was closed to themselves as source. So the universe is going to show. Again, there's no biases. If you want to believe that you're closed to source, okay, here you go. That's how much source loves you. That's how much God loves you. Or you can be non-discriminatory and have a really great experience as source as being all that is source. It's all giving you the equal opportunity. You're the one intending, directing, and focusing it on negative ways because your relationship with you is in that way. So it's only showing you your relationship of you. That's why it's very important that your discernment of what you're discerning and returning, what everything before you is a relationship. You can choose a very powerful, positive relationship. Have it come out into a higher, profound, dynamic relationship with the energies are very high and profound. And so I had this really beautiful experience of my celestials the other day. It was so amazing. And the celestials were giving me this beautiful healing, and they were healing the experiences of all that was in my past cycle. And all these beautiful insectoids were coming in, and they were giving me these healings, and they were touching me on the various aspects of my chakras, and they were clearing away so many densities. And even they showed me little lines of stories that were out of place. So they help. This is how I see them. They help when they touch a certain chakra or a pressure point, they help release that pressure point and it flows again to more source. That's what acupuncture is. That's what the acupressure is. There's pressure points all over your fields, and you're doing your clearing every day. You're clearing out those stuck energies so that spirit can get in there and flow. Why, when you're moving through Ascension, it's good to create for your body, mind, heart, and soul. We've showed you those experiences on our Facebook and on our YouTube. I don't do Facebook anymore. on our YouTube of, you know, things that you can incorporate to keep your body moving, because that energy needs to move, source needs to get in there, and those energies need to be adjusted. So it's always really important, again, your relationship with your higher vibrational bodies, your multidimensional bodies, to move so that you can keep practicing the ever alignment to higher vibrational grids, higher vibrational relationships. The relationship in 4 and 5D is going to be very highly acute and refined and attuned. That's why I had that experience the other day, because the insectoids are very high vibrational, very highly attuned beings, and they were helping me with the pressure points to release those stories. And it was an amazing experience, and it just brought so many tears to my eyes, and I just love them so very much. And they were putting me in this beautiful, you know, like a, I don't know what does that. I think it's a butterfly and a spider. They have these little threads of weavings where they wrap their babies in. And so they cocoon them. It's like a cocoon. And they wrap them in them, and they heal them, and they reignite them with the energies that are held within the threads and the yeah, I guess it's threads. Spindles, the spindles of thread. So you're basically a spindle of thread, and they're wrapping you with the vibrations of the threads. And then they connect the spindles of thread with vibrational sound and color and intentions. And it's like a full body activation and a recalibration as you're in this beautiful, lovely cocoon and this womb that the insectoids put me in. It was so amazing. And I was just like, it brought so much tears and so much love. I felt so much unconditional love. And I had a beautiful heart activation. I love my insectoid families. There's lots of beings in the Pleiades. The Pleiades is filled with the beautiful, because they've been ascended for so very long. The Pleiades is filled with many, many multi-vibrational and multi-dimensional species that are part of helping humanity. And the insectoids really play a big role in studying the physical bodies and how it manifests through various frequencies of change and dynamics of dimensional change. So again, the multidimensional carbon body, physical body, if you will, becoming more and more light. And the insectoids are doing a lot of research and studies on how light, because again, remember, everybody on our planet has a different vibrational quotient, calibration equation through their DNA of species. Some species are very new and young at feeling compassion and empathy. Therefore, there's God always has the plan. Why we'll be talking in the new year, further down the road, because it is a very complex topic about the DNA allocation, how some species, like if we talk about some of the denser timelines, the Draconian, Orion, Maldek, the experiences of domination and control and slavery, those are very, very dense, because it's all about control and fear. And so those DNA allocations are at a very low level. We say low not in a judgment way. We're saying it on the way, if we say this is the compass and the thermometer of your DNA, as this codon is way down here, it's still very low, and it's equal to, as we said again, talking about DNA allocation, it's equal to the chakras and how much light you've integrated, how much light you've allowed. So that's where it's low on the ladder, because your chakras are still not active because there's so much wounding. So again, that's why what we teach is so important. And in that, the DNA allocation will allow it to experience certain returns, because again, you pulsate your return. You're a vibrating communication system. You're the experience, and you're the psychic experience of God. So what you're pressing out is what you're going to get back. So those experiences will be those that want to be controlled, those that want to be dominated. You're going to be attracting more experiences where you're going to see more stories about control and domination, because that's where the chakra allocation, that's where your DNA allocation is. So now it's up to you to have that. Now that you know that, you can interface with a higher vibrational reality relationship. Because remember, your reality is your relationship. So if you have a high vibrational relationship with all that is, you're going to create that higher intention. I'm going to have a beautiful intention reality today. I'm intending a better relationship with myself and all that is love. So that means you're creating the templates of a higher vibrational reality. And so in that, the experience, because I've been asking, and I'm intending to have all these beautiful experiences with my celestial teens, because I miss them so very much. I love them so, so much. And it just was an outpouring of love, and they were having all these beautiful recalibration experiences on my multidimensional bodies. And it was really, really cool, because I'm in a higher vibrational code now, and I can see the interface and I can see the experience of it. It's so beautiful. And then I have one of these beautiful beings. They were kind of blue. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like this color right here. It looks silver, but there's some blue in there, and these beings looked like this, and they were blue, kind of well, they're saying alloy. They're giving me that word, the word that is alloy, but they're not alloy. Obviously, they were just giving me that word as a definition. And that alloy is kind of how their sheen looks, because they were very crystalline. And crystalline is kind of like a translucent, transparent. It kind of see-through. Based on their vibration, because if the more high vibrational they are, the more transparent they are, the more crystalline, the more alloy looking. And then there's very blue beings where they choose to take on a body of more density. It depends on their DNA, it depends on their blood allocation and their oxygen allocation. Again, it depends on their environment, because it depends on where they're from, what environment, what oxygenization system of God they have within their systems. It will determine their color. It also determines on how you see those beings, is what you remember or have an imprint of them. I had this experience with the Cassiopeians one time, and to me they came through as very yellow and crystalline, so they were more transparent, translucent. But that's how I saw them, and that's how I created them as. Other people can have other experiences of them, and it's not right or wrong. It's that their consciousness, determination, again, it's relationship. So I have a high relationship with energy, so the relationship through which I see any one being is going to be different, because I can see a higher refinement of energy in the field. That sheath is a higher vibrational code, so they come through at the projection along with the relationship of what I'm co-creating with them. So that's something to take into consideration. That's very key when you start to have visions, experiences with celestial beings. Energy beings or entity beings, because there's infinite number of energies and entities. It depends on your relationship. I'm excited because, as I told you earlier, my intention and direction and focus is to I'm really excited about my celestial families, my celestial beings, so they bring me so much unconditional love. I haven't experienced unconditional love on the planet in human form, but I've experienced it with my celestials, so I know that I bring those unconditional energies down, and why sometimes my field triggers a lot of people, because I walk with a lot of different species in my field. And so that energy, I'll go through that again. It's very important you get that. It's a Christic code I'm giving to you. So just go back, make notes, sit on it, and then watch it again. When I had that experience of the Cassiopeians, I can have another experience with the Cassiopeians, but because my sheath is different now, right? My DNA is higher now. I've activated this code as opposed to this code. This is where I saw them as yellow, but this code, I might see them as a transparent, crystalline pink. Because my relationship with them has changed, and I've amalgamated into a higher integration of me. My integration of this new fifth dimensional experience is now higher. So that means how I see, how I experience, how I have a relationship with all beings is going to shift and change. Also, too, their relationship with me is shifting and changing, because again, in every moment of your God experience, your omnipresent experience, your creational reality experience, you're enmeshing your relationship with all that is in a different way. So your vibrational love and excitement for all reality, you're going to just allow God to bring you, and you can ask your guides to bring you those reality experiences where you can have a reality relationship experience with a high vibrational being, and ask. I used to do this when I was first starting out on my book number 1. I would have my journal, and I would just sit in meditation. I would say, okay, bring me a being from the Cassiopeian, star system. And they would bring me a being, and I would practice the vibration. How does a Cassiopeian feel? How does an Arcturian feel? How does a Pleiadian feel? Because I'm a sensory being, I'm an interfacer, I'm a conduit. So I want to know, and I feel those energies in my field. However, the more higher vibrational facing that you have, you're going to get more refined, because your relationship with you will be higher and better, because you're asking and you're interfacing your relationship with your higher self. You're being more intimate with your teams and your higher self, and your beings and your teams and your guides and your healing teams, your celestial teams, those that want to play with you. All of those are becoming more refined, because you're becoming more refined, because you're more electric within yourself. You're becoming more sacred within yourself. Therefore, you're going to get higher refined gifts and skills and tools and talents. Therefore, you're going to be more pinpointing, which is what the insectoids, Andromedans, Arcturians, those are all beings that help you refine and pinpoint your sensory systems. Depending on what your sensory systems are activating, because again, there's many God systems within God systems, and we're going to be teaching this in schools to come for all children, Because we need to be learning about our systems. We need to be learning about our God systems. They're teaching things in schools that are not necessary. We are going to be learning about who we are as multidimensional beings. We're going to be having light schools. They're going to be starting now. We're going to be teaching about light. We're going to be teaching about chakras. We're going to be teaching about our systems and fields and reading energy, how to heal with our energy, how to refine our consciousness, how to manifest in the highest benevolent relationship with ourselves and all creation, because that's what the universal laws are all about. Right use of free will and non-interference. If you have that universal law within yourself as being sacred, as I stated earlier, my relationship with my universal non-interference, no, nobody's interfering with my space or my fields or my energy anymore. That's a law. I've used that law and I've cloaked myself in that law. Therefore, I'm not going to be manifesting people that are in disrespect of my vibrational law. I've stated that. I'm commanding it now. So when you work with the universal laws, you're going to manifest absolutely equal to it. So that, again, is your relationship to how you're refining your gifts, how you're refining your skills, how you're refining your talents, and it is, again, your creativity, because I'm being a co-creative with Source. Source is leveling me up to a new level of creative entanglement with God, with Source, the omnipresent. Therefore, I want my skills and gifts to expand and contract equally so that I can manifest higher vibrational contract and expand equally, because I want to be a better healer, teacher, leader. So therefore, it has to, again, you're moving up the DNA allocation, if you will, if you want to see it as like a ladder, Jacob's ladder. They're all metaphors. They're all, parables to help you understand that you are a multi-vibrational being. And those are what the parables were always about. It's about you to know yourself as a multiverse being, not take it literally as Jacob's ladder. It's a metaphor. It was a parable story about moving through the navigation of energy, moving through the navigation of who you are as Source, everything outside of you being Source. How do you master yourself within? And so that is what we were showing you, is that the relationship here is higher now. So that means you're going to have to level up to your higher self in a higher vibration way. How can I act and behave in a higher vibrational reality with me? Well, reality is about relationship. Do you have a loving relationship with your collective? Do you have a loving relationship with everything you want to see manifest as far as higher vibrational food? If you want to have a higher vibrational body with higher vibrational food, start manifesting a higher vibrational reality with food. As we showed you earlier in our other video about when you're eating, state affirmations, my relationship with food is beautiful and benevolent, and my body will not keep or maintain what it's not needed. Again, you're allowing that relationship to be equal in God essence. No, I'm a higher vibrational being. I'm aligned with my higher self. Because remember, when you understand your higher self is always, 100% always. That's its job. Your higher self is the link to God, Source itself, on all planets, all directions, all dimensions. It wants you to have the most benevolent, loving, happy experience. Yes, in that navigation, there will be challenges because you have to release those deep wounds. You have to release those aspects where you're holding on to beliefs that are need to let go. So you're going to have things that seem like a challenge, that seem like a loss, but you have to face that because it's preparing you to clear the way for something better. So you have to be okay with and be celebratory of losses and letting go. Because it's just that creational reality showing that your relationship to the new reality is different now. So that all those old reality relationships have to leave. That's where we've said those 3D realities, which is what basically it really is that because the collective relationship to the collective is now changing and altering to a higher vibrational omnipresent, the Schumann resonance, if you will, because as above, so below, as within, so without, it's all intermingling in higher vibrational relationships. We're wanting higher vibrational realities in our collective social experience. Our relationship to schooling and education is going to change and shift. It has to, because it has to equal that new equation. The omnipresent is offering higher vibrational codes. I'm a reader, I'm an interfacer, I can feel it and hear it and read it. I'm aligning those that come to me. What is my 5D allocation? How can I allocate myself to a 5D role so that I'm letting go of all these lower vibrational beliefs because they're being pulled out? And if you resist it and deny it, you're just going to create, again, your self-implosion. You have to. Because your higher self is constantly wanting you to renew yourself into higher vibrational theories or Jacob's ladder. What we're saying is all the same thing. We're just doing it in a higher vibrational way because we're not 3D anymore. We're moving into 5D, right? And so these beings that were showing me this experience, they were showing me that, yes, I've moved up into a new sheath. And now my multidimensional bodies of the sending and receiving of all that is energy, all that is God, my relationship has become more solid in who I am, more pure and more refined in who I am. I'm more experienced in who I am as a reader, as a teacher, as a healer, as a conduit. Therefore, all that I'm moving through in that minutia of who I am is showing me the relationship experiences of energy are changing. And that energy, there are those that will see energy, sense energy, feel energy, hear energy, smell energy. It's all vibrationally gifts and talents and skills, but you have to practice it. That's why I said in my first book, Sit down and practice your interrelationship, your relationship with your sensing programs. Like I talk to my teams and my guides, tell me what it is I'm feeling, tell me what's going on in my field, help me sort this out. What am I feeling? What am I sensing? What am I moving through? Because this is my relationship. I want a better relationship with the fields. I want a better relationship with my guides. I want a better relationship with my higher self. So I'm constantly practicing it. If there's guides or energies in my field, then I'll say, I'm not familiar with this relationship. What's going on in my field? And then I either ask it to leave or it moves on its way. There's so much protection around me right now. There's not a lot that gets in my field. And so, which is nice. Thank you, guides. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you to all the entities that are helping me. But this is a relationship that I was showing the other night. And these beautiful beings were coming and they were showing me these beautiful new experiences because my relationship attunement is shifted, because there's a lot of densities that were released over the past 3 months, and I'm now in a new relationship, omnipresent. So what in this omnipresent, as before, a year ago I was here, now I'm up here because my relationship is now moving in different ways. That means that my multidimensional vibrations and my similitude of moving in and out of energy, and those before me, I get to read the energy in different ways, just as if there might be something happening somewhere different, and I could feel the relationship of what's going on there. I can feel the discomfort, I can feel the disease, I can feel whatever's happening, and they could be in a different state, it's a different province. So I can sense the energy. All I have to do is focus on that. That's what healers do. We focus on those energies to bring light and healing to it. I've often seen and I've been given visions of earthquakes before they happen. Because we send and we are alert to it. We're alert to the energies in the field. We're alert to the energies of the collective, and we send healing, calming energy. I've sat in front of an ocean that's been roaring and rattling, and just within 5 minutes, I can calm it. Because again, my relationship with Gaia, my relationship with the omnipresent, my relationship as one with God is, again, who are you? Your relationship with you is everything. Yes, I understand myself as God. I treat myself as God. That's why I'm celibate. I'm not going to play with my life force in that way. I'm very sacred with that. Therefore, the relationship I have with Gaia is very sacred. Gaia knows me. Gaia will make sure that things happen and work out for me. If I would love a change of weather, Gaia works with me. If I send nourishing rain to a part of the planet that's parched, I will send nourishing rains. And then within a couple of days, there'll be nourishing rain to that dry place that hasn't had rain in months. So I work with Gaia. Why? Because my relationship with Gaia is deep love and deep gratitude. I visualize and I work with Gaia. I place my chakras on Gaia's belly. I work with Gaia very intimately because I love Gaia. I'm sacred with Gaia. I understand energy. I'm a shaman from many, many timelines and lifetimes. I understand God. I'm sacred with God. God wants me to heal something. I'm right there, God. Show me what to do. God knows that. God, in our relationship with God is like this. That's why God has and offers me so much protection. It's my relationship. I love all life. I love the little wormies. I love the bees. I love the birds. I love all life. So my relationship with all life, my relationship with all God returns that back to me. It's an omnipresent equation. And God will give everybody opportunities as they're going through the minutia of understanding themselves as energy, as multidimensional beings. Who are you? What do you exist in? What exists in you? You're going to have that little time of, expanding and contracting. Because you have to practice being higher vibrational. We've never been here before. You can't use that as an excuse, though. If you obviously know the basic, human rights, you can't have that as a non-excuse. I mean, it's basic common sense how to treat people. Human rights are a thing. If you're a reader, a teacher, and a healer, and you're abusing the universal right use of free will and non-interference, if you're becoming imbalanced by throwing spell work and using spell work, reading other people's charts and fields, if you know that you've got a stalker on the line that keeps calling you about the same information, you're giving that person the same information over and over again, you're not using and you're not being benevolent within your gifts and skills, and it will be turned off. So your higher self is always showing you, are you going to align with your highest potential? That's your higher self. Your third eye, your higher self is always showing you, are you going to align with your higher potential? Can we open up that DNA allocation for you? Have you allowed yourself to be stable on that next ladder of the rung, right? That's Jacob's ladder. Are you clear in this vibrational reality? Are you behaving in the highest and the best for the greater good? Are you having divine order energies out to the greater good? You're always tested. Spirit will bring people into your life to see, are you going to honor them and are you going to value them in your reality? If you treat people like crap, God, that's your test. God's not going to bring somebody very beautiful in your life again because you treated the first 150 with dirt. Because you show yourself with dirt, that relationship with you is dirt. You can't expect greatness from God when you're not even having it with yourself. Again, it's your reality relationship with you. Everybody's moving through tests right now, and everybody's being judged, if you will. And it's not a matter of punishment. No, your soul wants you to wake up. There is more here. You are a vibrational being of multi-vibrational ecstasy, if you so choose. You are very sacred. Will you treat your body sacredly? Will you know that your mind, your heart, your body, your spirit, your soul, your cells, your organs, your tissues, your God systems within God systems, will you honor yourself and be a relationship that is higher vibrational with all that is creation? You're preparing yourself to meet higher vibrational entities and energies. Do you want that higher vibrational relationship? Yes or no? Because if you want that higher vibration relationship, you got to practice that way, which means no, you're not going to allow people that are chaotic, disruptive, dramatic, chaotic, elusive, non-transparent, they're always lying. You're not going to allow those people in your space. No, it doesn't feel right. And you can tell no before they even get to your door. Say no before they even get to your door because you can feel it in the field. No, you're not returning. You're not allowed because the energy is not vibrationally cohesive. It's beyond it. Again, remember, you've set your standards here and it's down here. So don't even allow it back. Set the standard. You have to. At this point in time, you have to. There is no more fence sitting. You can either return to karmic energies or you can move up in light. Everybody's being tested right now. Will you move up in light? Do you care about the greater good? Do you care about benevolency? Do you care about the universal laws? Do you care about your relationship with all that is? And if you're acting in lower vibration realities, you will be moved out to those experiences that want to create that as well. Self-implosion moments. That's creational reality. So again, the more relationship honor you have with yourself in all life, you're going to show the universe that, yes, I'm honoring who I am. I'm honoring my mind. I'm going to feed my mind with great things. I'm going to start learning new things. I'm going to watch new videos about, cellular development, about, botany. What are you interested and excited about? Again, remember, your relationship of excitement and creativity will always begin within your creative expression. That is your alignment with your higher self. Your higher self is always aching for you to be creative and expressing yourself, the 3 E's. Your higher self is responsible for ensuring that you evolve. That's why your soul will want you to have the superficial things once in a while, but evolution does not exist in superficiality. It just doesn't. And you will manifest implosions upon implosions upon implosions upon implosions because your soul says to you, those are not the 3 E's. You've had enough of the superficiality. You've had enough of the 3D programs. We must evolve. Our species is relying on this new balance. Our species will not continue if we do not get this powerful lesson. And why my teachings are so important. Our relationship with who we are as God. Our relationship with who we are as Source. Our relationship with who we are as our higher selves directing us through all life. That all species are equal. That all species are magnified in our essence of divinity. That all species have aspects within our DNA. That our DNA carries the exact tools, gifts, and skills and talents within our multidimensional fields and experiences that are equal to the higher vibrational relationship fields that are now being sheathed on the planet and the Schumann resonance that is raising because it's equal to our relationship with our consciousness. The Schumann resonance is what it is because it's relationship with the consciousness of the collective. As the collective consciousness's relationship with one another, we're relating to each other in more loving, compassionate, loving ways. The consciousness of the grids react to us in a more loving ways. It's all about relationship. Higher consciousness you are, the higher relationships you have. That's why we said again, you shouldn't be ever focusing on manifesting somebody into your life. If your relationship with you is loving, you will have those people simply placed before you. That's it. God does the work. Your teams, your higher self does the work. Trust in the universal laws. They're there for a reason. If you are honoring the universal laws, that relationship of the universe, yes, I absolutely honor these laws. Therefore, I only want to manifest that which is honoring and loving to me because I value my body. I've shown creation. I value my body. I'm not going to manifest with somebody that doesn't value their body. It's not a creational match. I've shown the universe reality over 14 years. I value my body. Don't bring me anybody that doesn't value their body. They're not going to bring it to me. There's not a match, not even an ounce. It's not going to be there. Somebody that's messed up in poly, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 12th versions of relationships and sister wives and wives sisters and sister husbands, that's not a vibrational match. I am pure, I am refined, don't bring me the mess. I don't want the mess. There's no shade, there's no discrimination, that's your choice. As a reader, as somebody that reads energy, it's a mess. That's how it feels. It feels like a mess. Therefore, it's not an equational match. You don't need anybody telling you their life story. You can sense it in their field. You can sense if they're lying to you. You can sense if they're already married. You can sense if they're having marital issues and they're going out to the bar one night and they say they're single. No, you are not. You're married and you're just having issues. You want to feel good about yourself, so you're going out to the bar to feel good about yourself. Okay, that's false. You're creating false illusions and false stories, therefore you're going to have a return on that, because that's not how you sort yourself out. Again, we're leveling up out of the playground. We're maturing spiritually. We want to be spiritually mature. Why? Because you're showing yourself and your higher self, I want a higher vibrational relationship. I want that for myself. And then be okay and non-judgmental about those that want to do whatever they want to do. They can do whatever they want to do. They're not interfering with your life. If they choose to interfere with your life, which is what happened to me in the past, still choosing to do spell work, they're forcing themselves into your field. They're forcing doing spell work on you. They're forcing doing sex orgies on your energy. They're forcing doing masturbations on your energy. They're forcing their energy in your field, and spirit will do a self-implosion. Because they've been told her energy is sacred. If you're not going to respect her, they're going to get karma. Because I've set that standard. That's my relationship with my reality. No, I'm a God energy. No, you're not disrespecting my energy. And if you are, immediate karma for everybody involved. I've stated that. I am the God of me. That's the harmonization. That's the relationship work you do. That's the inner work. That relationship field, though, is now a higher vibration. And why we can see anything that's not in a higher vibrational field is going to come out and be pulled out and culled out. It has to. It's not a vibrational match. The relationship is not holding it anymore. And that's why this year you'll see, if you do your journaling, if you do your discerning, if you do your co-creative, correlation, you're going to see people that are not vibrationally matched. You can't have one that's doing a lot of the inner work and that's very sacred and very high vibrational and very honoring. Your guides will tell you they're stealing from you. They're stealing your energy. They're manifesting off your energy. They're stealing your, robbing you blind, left, right, and center. They're taking your work. They'll show you what's not of match, because my vibrational energy was so very high and different and unique than those that were stealing and taking and thieving from me. So Spirit showed me boom, boom, boom right away. It was unfortunate they had paid and they had involved so many different people that it just became a big, huge vibrational mess. So the only way to clear that mess is through self-implosions. Absolute towers and their ancestors and God are choosing through karma to take those out however they so choose, depending on who's done the most abhorrence, who's done the most disrespect and disregard, and who's disregarded the universal laws in such a way, because they've all been told. And nobody deserves to keep being stolen from, because all I've offered is high vibrational teachings and wisdoms and truth. I don't deserve to be continually abused because they want to play with my energy. They want to keep their false narratives and their false thieving stories alive. No, your stories were false to begin with. Spirit started calling you on it. The energy vibration of the omnipresence is higher now. So your stories and your thieves and your lies and your false evidences and your falsifications and your fraudulent experiences aren't going to hold up. I can sense it right now, and you're not even in my experience. You're not even in my city. I can sense what's going on. Why? Because I can read the energy. There's a lot of liars that were involved in the 50 plus people that were being paid back and forth to take from me and steal from me and vibrationally rape my life and ruin my vibrational spirit. It's what they tried to do, and I rebuilt myself with my teams. So I'm very grateful for my teams. I have a very beautiful relationship with all my spirits. All spirit, all energy, all life. So they will no longer take from me. My vibration is very sacred. I've set that standard. So I suggest and I offer to you, your vibrational relationship is everything from here on out. Right? How you manifest, who you manifest, your food, your healthy body, your experience on that next vibrational ladder of sheaths that your oversoul and your higher self bring forward. Crown chakra activations that are going on, they're going to bring higher vibrational sheaths. And if you have a good relationship with all of your teams and your healing teams, when you do have those energies of challenge and struggle, those that are going through spiritual warfare, if you will, still those struggle for energies and karma stories, nobody has reign over your free will. Universal law number one, nobody has reign over your free will. Your free will is your free will. Nobody manifests you. If you don't want to manifest them, they're not allowed, period. They don't have say over your free will. They don't have say over your destiny. They don't have say over what you're manifesting. They don't have say over what you're going to receive from God. God has your things nice and safe. Nobody touches it. Nobody plays power over God. And if they think they do, and if they think there's no karma, and if they think they're arrogant, they're going to manifest those arrogant experiences. And they're going to be, as every healer, teacher, leader, reader is always going through experience, you will have those very profound, egoic tumble towers, because you have to be put in your place. You don't know everything. The more arrogant you play, the more implosions you will have. And that's the devil. You don't want to face your shadow. You don't want to face not knowing. You don't want to face thinking that you're going to control others to be in your story when they've told you a million times they don't want to be in your story. That's not a soulmate. You're just looking for a slave. So again, go away and think about your intentions. What are your intentions, your focuses, and your beliefs? Is it a high vibrational belief relationship? Is the relationship of those beliefs of a higher vibrational person or being? You can have a higher vibrational soulmate in an energetic experience, and you can have those higher vibrational relationships. But again, it's not going to be with somebody that has already told you and shown you that you're disrespecting boundaries and laws you're not allowed. And your teams and your ancestors will pull them out. And those soul contracts and soul stories will be closed, and they will be burned. God will not allow disrespectful energies when they've been shown, told, and seen millions of times to stop. Those contracts are no more. That's why those that were involved in the past 8 or 10 or 12 years, 50 years, however many freaking timelines, these people thought they had entitlement and control over me. Contracts are being written and they're no longer, they have zero access to my energy. Zero. That's why many of them are getting sick. And they think that it's somebody doing spell work on them. No, it's your return energy, and you no longer have access to my healing energy. They're not understanding creational reality, which is why they're in the state they're in. They don't care for their bodies. That's why their bodies are diseased. They don't have access to my healing energy and my light, so they're not getting healed. They're not manifesting from my energy anymore. Why? Because I've reclaimed it. My energy is sacred. You've given me nothing. You've given me no respect. Why would I let you still manifest off my light? No. You're treating me like a slave. I'm not a slave. I reclaim my power. I reclaim my light. My conscience belongs to me. Nobody manifests on my energy. Period. That's my universal law. So they're going to go away and they're going to have a lot of self-implosions because they are not God on me. None of them are. Never. Not this universe, not any realm, not any dimension. So they're going to have to go away and sort it out. That's their universal soul lesson. And God will make sure that I stand by the universal laws, because I do. I read energy. I know what I am, and I'm setting myself at a higher standard. No more ignorance. Not allowed in my field. You can be ignorant, and I'm just going to face you, and I'll say, I accept you as one as God. You're not touching me. You're not touching my field. That's my law. It's my universe. When you're not interfering with other people's lives, you're going to get the universe supporting you. Because why? It's very important you get this. Creational reality. We'll leave you with this very important lesson. If you are stating your universal laws for yourself and your energy, and you're in alignment with the universal laws, what are you showing creation? You're showing creation that you absolutely honor with great respect those universal laws. And you don't go pressing yourself on people. You don't go forcing yourself on people. You don't go raping, taking, and stealing from people. You don't go creating false narratives to get your agendas, to get your games met. You don't go behind closed doors and think you're being secret, but you're not, because everybody that sees can see you and know you and hear you, and all the readers are talking about it. Nothing is hidden anymore. You show the universe that you respect all laws and all universal laws, the universe will back you. And how big is the universe? Far bigger than any secret sect or group or elite haves and have-nots that they've been trying to greedily enslave and control and dominate. There is no 3D jurisdiction that ever, in a laughable way that is ridiculous and redundant and far too abhorrently funny. A 3D sect or group, regardless of how big they think they are and how much money they think they have. The universe, as quickly and as gently as a breath, done, gone. Why? Because it's honoring universal balance. And what precedes all? Universal laws. It doesn't care about your religious beliefs. It doesn't care about your race. It doesn't care about how ego you think you are. The ego is very small compared to what, dear lighted ones? This is why people have to heal and do the healing, because everything is so distorted. Your ego is nothing compared to the soul that you are. And your soul wants balance. Your soul wants to be integrated. Your soul wants a sacred relationship. Your soul wants to know that it matters in the universe, that you matter being here on earth, that you matter being a beautiful soul and a beautiful voice for all those that didn't have it before you, that were died and killed and left for dead. You're that voice. You're that person. You're that system changer. You're that whistleblower. Why? Because the relationship to reality and to energy and to all creation is now honoring the universal laws. Therefore, the universe will support all that is in support of the universal laws. So if you're in alignment with universal laws, the universe will support you. As God said, equal measure. That's why there's been so many people wondering why I'm still here and how I survived all the voodoo and the spell work and the human testing. Well, because I honor universal laws. I got demons and entities and deities all around me. Why? Because I respect them. It's not about me dominating. It's not about me taking. It's not about me thieving and doing sex work and spell work and bullshit where you're thieving and thriving off other people's energy. No. I respect the universal laws. The universe got my back. There's no judgment on anybody. Do whatever you want. It's your life force. I'm telling you what the truths and the reality is to your energy. If you don't care about your energy or your body, and you don't care who you sleep with, you will have manifestations thereof, equal measure. That is universal creational reality. If you honor the universal laws, the universe will back you equally. That's an equal equation. You get what your equation is. And so now that is, I'm hoping and I'm praying that is part of the teachings that are going to into the omnipresent field, because again, the omni field is becoming more vibrationally alive, intelligent, refined, pure, omnipresently rich with God code, with crystic light, crystalline light. As it's going into the crystal omnipresent field, everything that I'm saying is a crystic code, and it moves and it keeps moving. Why? Because that's source, that's multidimensionality. So anybody that sharing our videos, getting our videos, even if the videos aren't shared because my thing has been shadow banned, it doesn't matter. My light is going into the field. It's still going to be seen and known, and people will still know about me, and I will still be seen. God, nobody plays God over anything. This is a divine plan. I'm here for the divine plan. I'm aligned with my absolute north. And nobody can touch it. Doesn't matter how much money is involved to try and take me down, because they want me to be a part of the controlled programs. No. The omnipresent fields, one by one, will bring self-implosion to everybody, person, every dollar, every penny, every person that's brought into anything that's trying to take anybody out or target anybody. Doesn't matter whether it's an underground gang, a group, arms race, doesn't matter what that is. I'm telling you the equational energy that's in the field right now, it's pure and refined. If it's not a vibrational match, that relationship will show itself. And there will be self-implosions. Why? Because they've manifested it. That's their intention. Their intention is to take somebody out. Okay, here you go. Self-implosion. That's the relationship. It can't be any other way. You chose that equation. You chose the equation with your body. You chose the equation with the energy. You chose the intention, direction, and focus. There is your equation. You can't blame anybody. It's you. So how can you manifest in a higher way? If I've told you now the truths of energy with your life force and your sexual body, you can manifest from your sexual body if it's in cohesion and if it's in a correlation of agreement, permission, and equal responsibility. If it's not responsible, you're going against the right use of free will. Therefore, the universe won't support you. Therefore, you're going to create a self-implosion right to your sexual energy space. Why? You're going to get an STD or a disease because you did not have respect. Again, equal measure, get in the elevator and push the button. That's where you're going to end up. If you have no respect, you're going to be here manifesting. That's your intention. So again, all that I offer, if it triggers you, absolutely hooray, celebrate, hallelujah. We need to be higher vibrational. We need to spiritually mature. If you're sharing your life force with anybody that you so choose, that is your responsibility. You're accountable for that. All of those children in the underground, all of those people that are being enslaved and trafficked, they didn't ask for anything about this. They don't know about their energies, and they're being siphoned and harvested. That is a criminal offense. Spiritually, a spiritual court's going on all over the place for what's happening in the underground of this planet. And everybody that is involved, every single person, make no mistake about it, doesn't matter whether you think you're hiding evidence or how much you're going to deny or how much you're going to think you're going to veil with somebody's innocent energies, every act that you do that is not in alignment of the universal laws, it goes on your record. And absolutely make no mistake about it, be ignorant if you want to be ignorant. You carry that energy around from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to lifetime, every single person you have abused. Because you should know better. It's a common basic courtesy. Treat thyself as you treat all others. Treat others as you treat thyself with honor, respect, and love. And if there's disconnection and you have no respect for yourself, absolutely, you're going to be carrying it with you. This transaction, that transaction, that transaction, that transaction, and it's going to keep following. It's going to keep spiraling. It's going to keep spiraling. Self-implosion, 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 because you're not getting the lessons. It's very simple, dear lighted ones. It's not rocket science. Do you care for your body? Yes or no? Do you abuse other people's energy? Yes or no? There's a lot of people that abuse energy and they know they're doing it. They do mind scraping, human testing, all that bullshit, because that's what it is. It's bullshit. I'm calling it out and I'm going to keep calling it out. There's going to be self-implosion for every single person that abuses energy, no matter how you do it. Your intention, your direction, and your focus, like the fake client that came to me, they are manifesting their karma. It's karma. They chose with intention to come and be fake and false and manifest demons in my class. They didn't think I knew, but I know. I see everything. And God was giving you, Archangel Michael was giving you, because you were connected with the archangels. The archangels were giving you an opportunity to be a part of the angelic collective and transcend into being a healer. But that person chose to come and manifest demons and darkness in my class. But the protection and the energies were so profound, and my light just standing there transmuted it. But make no mistake, those people that were aligned, they sensed it that day, and they told me later when the phone call ended. But they still know me, they still align with me, and they're still my best friends. And they said, there's people in your class that weren't true, and they weren't aligned. They were sent as little recruits and little spies. God gives everybody opportunities to show who you are. What fence are you going to sit on? It's your choice. Either way, the creational reality will show you your relationship. If you don't care about other people, you don't care about what you do, and you don't think that you're ever going to be affected because you think you're going to throw a protection spell on your face, no mistake about it. Everything is in your record and I can see it. It's going to be seen and known for everybody. Nothing will be hidden. Lying on paperwork, falsifying paperwork, destroying evidence, it can be seen. It sits in the field until you alchemize it. You're the only one that can alchemize it. Why? Because you created it. Why? Because that was your relationship with truth or non-truth. So until you alchemize it, it will sit in your field. And there's nothing, and there's no pretend witch that can make it go away. She can't switch her destiny with somebody that has a great destiny because they don't want to face their karma. They don't want to be known as who they are. Well, it's going to sit there until you face who you are. So try facing who you are. Do all the voodoo and the practice magic all you want. It's going to sit in your field. Why? Because you intended it. You didn't want to love yourself. Your intention was to sit in self-hate and to sit in self-loathe and create envy and jealousy to everybody outside of you because you're not happy with who you are. So then you do magic to try and narrate a new collective story for those people that you want to target because you want to take and steal and rape their vibration and veil their vibration and voodoo their vibration and put them in jars and freeze them. Okay, so how's that working for you? You're still going to have to face who you are because every single one of those jars, every single one of your mirror magic, every single spell, every single tension sits in your field. It doesn't go anywhere. Why? Because you haven't transmuted it. Why? Because you don't care about who you are and you have no relationship with you. How do you change that alchemy? You have to alchemize it. Nobody can alchemize it. Nobody takes it away. Nobody cares your burdens. Nobody cares your karma. It sits there. And the karma board, when it's your end of life, the karma board are right there as you're passing. Your guides are right there as you're passing. The angels are right there as you're passing. God is right there, whether you're passing, whether you're an atheist or not. God is right there as you pass. And in your 3-day transmission and your 3-day transition, you are facing every single transaction of deed, word, and action that you have done as a vibrational oneness. What have you done with your life and how have you expressed, explored, and experienced yourself? There is no judgment, but you will see every single aspect of your thoughts, your intentions, and your deeds that you were not living in your highest potential because that's what you're here for. You're not here for a superficial reality where you have the best of this and the best of that. That's a cherry on top and bless it and thank God every day for it. That's not why you are here. You are here to explore, express, and experience yourself as a higher vibrational species, period, point blank. And if you don't want to get there and you don't want to be there, those are being pulled out. And therefore, it will be a self-implosion, and you will be in that arrogance of ignorance and attitude. You've chosen that. That's your attitude. My attitude, I'm not affected by anybody's spell work or freezer spells or poverty spells or dick spray spells or cock blocking spells or anybody manifesting me and thinking they're telling my story. Who the fuck are you? Seriously, who the fuck is anybody to say they have manifestation power over my life? Nobody does. And I call judgment on everybody in the underground that thinks they're playing God over anybody's life, because you don't. And I call judgment on you. Your higher selves and your souls are speaking through me right now. Your higher selves are saying, you have an opportunity right now to get off the pot and make your soul something better. When you know you're abusing people, when you know you're using people, when you know that we're doing something that is affecting another soul for infinite lifetimes that they have to hold and they have to transmute because you've abused their body. You chose to abuse their body. You chose to be a part of degrading the spirit of humanity. That will sit in your field, that will sit in your karma record, that will sit in your dimensions. The next lifetime that you get on, absolutely you're carrying it forward. And that will be the very same lessons that you learn next time. There's no punishment. You absolutely have to know that you will return to source, and everything you have done is coming back to you, whether you're in another lifetime, another body, or another realm. You have to transmute what you created. There's no way around it. Everybody involved. I don't care whether they're a Rothschilds, whether they're an Oprah, whether they're a P. Diddy. Doesn't matter how much money you got or what you think your title is or your name is. Because you're seeing now that even all those people with such elite money and power and titles, they're all being called out right now. It doesn't matter how much they think they've hidden and they've said things that are not coming forward. No, it's going to come out because their spirits on the other side are saying, I want justice. My monies that weren't supposed to go to very rich people to have more and have more and have more. No, that money's going back to the people and those children that need to be healed from all the underground abuses that they've had done on them by these sick, corrupt people that just want to have and take more and abuse people's bodies and energy. My teachings are very important. Share my videos and keep sending feedback to YouTube, because there's absolutely going to be court cases and everybody's going to be called out. No hiding it anymore. And we should be celebrating that. Why? Because we're having a higher vibrational reality relationship. I want a better relationship with my collective. I want to help heal my collective. Everybody's going to be getting exactly what they put out. Every spell, every intention, every direction, every voodoo, every prick of that doll. It's coming back. Nobody's doing that spell work on you. It's you. It's what you've called attention to. It's what you focused and intended and obsessed about and paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that could have bought you a brand new house and a healing body. But instead of healing your body and using that money and directing, intending, and focusing on it in new and higher vibrational ways, because your relationship with yourself was not there, you directed that money into doing harm to people. Therefore, you have a self-implosion reality. That is your equation. That's what you chose. So don't blame anybody. Face your choosing. Face your equations. Your soul is showing you in every moment. Are you jealous? Are you envious? Are you wounded? Are you self-rejecting? Are you self-abandoning? Are you codependent? Heal your wounds so they don't become another's, because it is coming back and everybody will be called. Every single person. And those people at the very top of the ladder that think that they have played God on all infinite thousands and thousands and thousands of children and thousands of people that are being trafficked and enslaved, absolutely make no mistake, you're carrying their karma on your soul. And how are you okay with that? Every elite person that's going to suppress a divine healer, a divine light being like me that moves little wormies over to the soil so that the soil can have their benevolence, so that the soil can have their work, so that that wormy continues to go back to the earth and be regurgitated back to source and help our planet and help our food. Every little wormy counts, every little insect counts, every aspect of life counts. Why? Because I've shown myself to be true and sacred from day one. I care about life. I know energy. I read it. And I'm calling everybody out that knows better, that can do better, that should choose to do better, because there's other people that are being injured and it's going to be felt in the collective consciousness until it's cleared. I read the field of the collective. I can tell when something's going on that's a lie and that's false. I read it. So you're going to blame me and target me because I can read it? No, you're doing the action. Shouldn't you be looking at you? I'm just saying what's there. Again, delusional arrogance. I'm reading what's there. I'm a reader. That's what I do. And I have my right to be here. You have no right to tell me who I am and who I can be and why I can be and how I can be here and how I cannot be here. No, I'm speaking. I'm God. Every child abused goes on your record, and it doesn't go away until you alchemize it and you show yourself who are you. What you exist within and what exists within you, was that necessary? Every abuse on another is an abuse on you, and you will face it. That is the journey of oneness, and it's very sacred. So how about we all have a higher vibrational sacred relationship? That's what it's about. If you want a sacred yoni, if you want a sacred penis, then treat yourself sacredly. Don't share it with everybody. Work with your sacred energy as if it's sacred, because it is. Why? Because it's your relationship with God. You have that sacred relationship with God. You press the button to that elevator and say, okay, God, I want to start to learn myself. I want to feel you in a sacred way. I want to be sacred with my energy. I want to be sacred with my body. I want to manifest a healthy body. I want to manifest myself into 5D. I want to manifest myself to see my celestials every day. Help me get in the elevator. I want to press the button. I'm pressing the button. That's my intention. That's my direction. I'm going to show the universe. So then you start saying no. Say no to the drama people. Say no to the chaotic people. Say no to the liars. Say no to the manipulators. Say no to those that only come around when things are going good with you. Say no to the ones that want to hate you and berate you and degrade you. Say no to all the crap. Why? Because you're showing the universe you're putting in practice to being higher evolved. Whether they're family or not, they call themselves family. They're not family if they're trying to hate you and derail you. They're not family if they're doing spell work on you to be less than, because they're jealous and they're insecure and they don't know who they are. They're not family if they're always wanting you to be less than them, because it makes them feel powerful. So choose new family. Why? Because you have a better relationship with you and your higher self. Your higher self will always guard you to that which is not okay. Your higher self will always guide you to that which will nourish you and honor you and give you that equal relationship. Because your energy is vibrational and it will be seen and known, whether your account is shadow banned, whether your platforms are shadow banned. No, God is the maker and you are the equal relationship. Nothing's going to hold you back. They can have thousands of people paying money to suppress your channel. God has final say. My intention, universal knowing, my universal laws are equally devotionally passionate. My will is of God. All of those lower vibrational intentions and focuses and wishes or spells or whatever is going on, the money's paying back and forth to keep me suppressed, doesn't mean anything. It's like, that's how powerful God is. Got beings and consciousness working on every level of threading of vibration. Every room where the door is closed thinking it's secret, no, there's beings in there. There's beings in there. Everybody's being watched. Are you going to give yourself the opportunity to align with your higher self and be benevolent to the greater good and follow universal laws, yes or no? You think you control people and you think you want to control their chakras and you want to control their crown chakra and you want to drive into their dreams and you want to give them insecurities and you want to give them all these impurities and you want to do all of these things to impale them. Absolutely, it's going to sit in your field and there's nothing that is missed. The karma board will show you thought, word, and deed, everything that you have done. Why? Because you're a soul and it's you. What you think you're doing to another, you're doing to your soul, and that karma will follow you until you get that. Because you want to love yourself and be rid of the weight, the density, the hate, and the self-harm. Why would you not want to ascend? Why would you not want God to love you unconditionally? There must be a lot of wounding and self-hate. So that's what we teach. So heal it. You don't have to carry around eons of karma and black magic that will come back, and it is in your field. Your chakras will be closed. You will create disease because your chakras help you align with higher health. It allows the light to get in and out. It activates your gift as a multidimensional being. You will not ascend with blocked chakras. And you will be ill in health and you will be diseased. That's just one attribute of doing black magic and voodoo and interfering with the universal right use of free will on anyone. And anyone taking money for magic, anyone taking money to interfere, they have equal karma. Doesn't matter whether they are the payer, whether they're the one doing the spell, whether they're the one being receiving of the spell, whether it doesn't matter. They will receive everything. The person that took the money, the person that did the spell, the person that paid for the spell, even if they think they're doing a protection spell, they're going to put all that blame on the person that did the spell because they just paid for it. No, you're getting equal karma. It is equal to those that saw me be abused for how many years and did absolutely nothing. That's equal karma. Those that see my channel blatantly discriminated against and abused and do nothing is an equal karma, because you're saying that in the collective energy, it's okay that our teachers, our healers, and our leaders, it's okay that their channels get shadow banned. You're having that subtle vibrational okay. You've had that relationship with that co-creational reality, that corruption was okay. You can choose to be a higher vibrational reality relationship with your reality and say, no, I can give you 100 different examples. Spirit says you've got to take action on this. Why? Because it's a part of divine feminine masculine healing. Spirit's not going to do the work for you. It's your job. It's your soul. You want to ascend or not? Yes or no? I'm helping you be higher vibrational. Spirit showed me one day, just an example, one tiny minute example that happens a split second, and Spirit showed me. Can you take action on this one thing that we need to see that you care about this in your life that is not going well? Because you're going to be higher vibrational. Spirit wants to say, this thing over here in your life that's not going well, do you care about this vibration in your field? Because you're very acutely returned in your reality. It's a relationship. The reality is returning to you. What is your relationship? I said, yes, I care about that. So Spirit said, okay, what are you going to do with it? I said, okay. Well, I went away and I sat and I made a list of 3 things that I could do on that one issue. Spirit wants to see, are you getting in and pushing that button in the elevator? If you are, there will be equal support. I said, absolutely. I'm going to call the authorities. I'm going to make a complaint to the authorities. I'm going to take action. I'm going to send 3 emails to people that know things have been going on, and can they send feedback? They know that my YouTube is being pilfered. It's quite obvious and blatant. I've shown the screenshots. Who's getting the money for my videos? Nobody has permission to exploit my videos. Nobody. Nobody was given permission. My signatures were never given. I've not been paid 1 penny from YouTube, ever. I've got a list of 5 people that have donated to me throughout the years. Any other donations that have been sent to me besides those 5 to 10 people that have donated to me, they're going to other people. There's people that are hacking into my accounts, hacking into my dashboards, hacking into this, hacking into that, because they want to dominate and control who comes in and out of my life. Who the hell are they? Who the fuck are they? That's every one of my human rights being degraded and discriminated. Who the fuck are they? Who the fuck are they to say I get donations from who? Who the fuck are you? Are you God? No, I've earned my donations. I've earned my viewership. I've earned to have 200,000 people on my viewership instead of 2,000, which is a joke. It's blatant and it's obvious, and YouTube will be charged on it. I'm taking everybody to court. And who's going to win? God or the corrupt little 3D people down here, way down here, wanting to steal and pilfer and say they've got God over everybody? Who's going to win? God? The multiverse programming that I'm on part of, the multiverse honoring that is supporting me, the multiverse species and entities and the galactic federations and the billions of entities that are backing the universal laws, or a 3D corrupt group just because they got some money? Who do you think's going to win? God will make sure that God wins. God's had enough. We're not playing checkers anymore. The fence was a long time ago. The fence got pulled out a long time ago. Everybody's being tested. Or what are your lessons? So God showed me, okay, she did 3 things. Boy, we're in there. God just wants to make sure, do you care about yourself enough to take action, loving, positive action on your behalf of your spirit? Are you speaking on behalf of your spirit? You want to be a teacher, a healer, and a leader? Then stand up and be one. It's really that blatant. That's how easy this is to work out. What is it that you're excited about? Are you taking action? This is very important. Why? Because you've been subjugated for 3,000 years to sit back and be numb and dumb, not take action. That's how you know you're around energy vampires and energy thieves, and they're harvesting off you. When you have no energy to do anything and you never take action, that's their intention, is for you to sit in non-action. That's the devil working the devil's game. And why our teachings are so important. You reclaim your power, reclaim your light, and take action. No, God wants to see, are you taking action on your life? Do you care about where you're going? Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing or their intentions with you. God has that. God will be your purveyors. God will be your army. There's beings in the unseen that will make their cars turn off when they try and go in and attack you. They will make sure that their computers turn off. They will make sure there's no money in their account. They will make sure that their accounts get scanned by the government. They get frozen. There's infinite beings that are working in infinite number of ways. God's a magical being of mother and father. This is a sacred child, and she will be seen and heard. Who the fuck are you? I'm equal measure. I'm showing everybody else how to be equal measure. You want a great life? Level up. Mature. Do you care about your body? Yes or no? Do you care about taking action in a positive way to show the universe, I'm going to step in that elevator, I'm going to push that button. Here's 3 things I can do to show that my body is valuable, my body is worthy, my voice is worthy. I'm making positive, loving action. I send feedback to YouTube every other day. I'm taking positive action. I'm not going to stop until I see YouTube in the courts. And everybody that's involved, those 50 plus people, I will see you in court. Why? Because you've abused me. You've taken advantage of me. You have human tested on me when none of you had permissions. You've degraded my soul. You've delayed humanity in their ascension path, and you have delayed humanity in seeing a great fucking healer for over 8 years. Every single one of you, I'll see you in court. And you know who you are because you're going to watch my videos and you're going to take notes and research and study me some more. Is your spells working? Is your human testing working? It's not. It never will. Put as many jars in the freezer all you want. Implosion, 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 implosion. Why? Because you're creating that reality. It's your reality, not mine. I'm not buying into that reality. That's your reality. Those are your self-implosions. Those are your karmas. And meanwhile, I'm out healing the world. And I will still heal the world whether I'm seen or heard or not. God will make that so. Are you getting it now? Are we getting the whole reality creation? It's just you. What you think you're doing to another, you're doing it to you. And I've showed you over and over and over and over again. At what point will I have respect placed on my name and my life? I am that I am, and is my word. And I come from a royal lineage. I come from the Christ consciousness. I am that of Metatronic light wisdoms and the higher vibrational lords of light wisdoms that are brought down every new cycle of ascension. I'm a conduit, I'm an interface, and I can help humanity in profound fucking ways. Does it make you feel real big? Oh, leaders that suppress my channel. As you're making a ton of money while your people are dying left, right, and center because they don't know who they are and they could be using my information and getting healed. How do you feel about that as you're sitting on your transition time and you're showing all the people that you have affected in a negative way? Make no mistake about it, it will face you. Who are you? If that triggers you, fine, go away and think about it. That's truth. It's sitting in the field and I'm talking about it. Why? Because that's why I'm here. I'm here to talk about what's in the field. I'm here to inspire higher vibrational living, and I'm here to speak about truth. That is just simple truth. It is an equation of realities. What are you creating? Corruption is being called out left, right, and center. Are you going to take positive, loving action to know that you want to be a part of positive, loving, creational reality? Every day, write yourself for that elevator equation. 3 positive, loving actions that you can do every day to be a part of positive, loving, creational reality. That can be saying 30 affirmations that our planet is healed with healthy air and healthy water for all, and abundance for all, and health for all. Divine order for all. Simple affirmations that show the universe you're going to be a part of positive creational reality. Your karma is being cleared every time you say positive, loving, intentional reality equations. Spirit sees you. Spirit hears you. The universe hears you. If your intent is arrogant ignorance, if your intent is saying others are bad and this and all this ignorance that goes on and trying to impale others to be less than you because you don't feel very good about who you are, the universe still hears you, and you're going to get that. You want to clear some of that karma, then start aligning with pure self-love and say, no, I want a better earth. I want everybody to be abundant. I want everybody to have success. I want everybody to feel that they absolutely know, absolutely without 1 ounce of a question, they have absolute power to heal their bodies. In every way. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually. Everybody has that power. Why? Because you're God. Because you're God. Nothing outside of you can affect you if you so choose it not to. State your, no, this is my universal law. This is my universal reality. Nobody's manifesting me. No, who the fuck are you? No, you're not manifesting me. You're not invited, therefore back off. It's not going to happen. My energy is very sacred. I'm going to manifest what God wants to manifest for me that is very sacred. There's no more slipping up and falling into the illusions of the devil. Oh, there's a sacred charmer there that's standing before me. They're going to try and charm their socks out because they're sent in to do some word spells on me to make me fall to bow to their little illusions. No, your little romance schemes won't work. You won't even be allowed near me. Because why? Because I'm on a higher vibrational reality that says that's not an equational match. And my ancestors will block it every step of the way. Your phone calls won't get through. The emails won't get through. It'll be blocked. It'll be turned. You'll run into roadblocks. You'll run into your car breaking. Everything that can and will happen, it will. Why? Because there's billions and billions and billions of the legions that I walk with. Why? Because I respect. Why? Because it's a part of my creational reality equation. Why? Because I respect universal laws. I'm in equal measure. I can go on forever, dear lighted ones. Is my money going to be returned now? All those that stole from me for the years and years and years and years that they stole from me? Pretending that that money was theirs, that they played and partied on and bought their little Gucci, Louis Vuitton bags. When children could have been healed, instead they got raped and touched, that they have to now heal and walk with as a soul wound. What was your money going towards? Did you do good with your life? Did you do good with the monies that you spent? No, you just used it to do more spell work on me. So not only did you take my money, but you used that money to do spell work and hits on me. So again, karma, 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 karma. Why? Because it's in the field and I see it. You stand before me and pretend to be all fake and like things have been brushed under the rug? No, it's still there. Why? Because you haven't alchemized it. Why? Because you haven't returned the money. You haven't made anything right. Why? Because you're still carrying the karma until you alchemize it. Everything is a creational reality equation and I can read it. You can't stand there and have an excuse. Enough time has passed and you're hoping that everybody's going to forget about it. Or you're going to do forgetful spells to try and make people forget about all the damage you did to them. No. Stand up, be accountable, and be noble. You're not going to alchemize anything, and that karma will follow you into the next body, into the next timeline. Make no mistake about that. And you're going to be on the same 3D low vibrational experience somewhere else in some other planet, in some other universe, where you're going to have to work through those karma experiences. Your soul has to alchemize you. It's not going to go anywhere. It's your soul. You have to alchemize it. You have to show the soul. You have to show the universe. Yeah, I learned my lesson. I'm stepping up. I'm going to get in the elevator. I'm pressing a new button now. No. How do you make it right? We're going to say this before we go because it's time that Spirit is showing me. We said this so long ago. I feel like a fucking broken record. Every day people have an opportunity to make right what was done wrong and the harm that was brought to people. And I've said it in about 800 million different ways, and I've said it in 650 videos I've got. Probably about 100 of those videos were about the abuse and the taking advantage of and the stealing and the thieving from my life, and stories and narratives that I was crazy, when no, I'm just reading the field. You created it. I'm just reading it. My story's been the same since day one. A lie's a lie, it's a vibration. Everyone is given years and years to make things right. To pay back money, to give an apology that was heartfelt and genuine. Not one of them has sat and thought about what it was like to be homeless for 2 years and cry every day because of the isolation, the spells, and the hate that was impaled for 6+ years so that those people can get monies that aren't theirs, that they didn't earn. And I processed all that hate, and I alchemized it. And I cried every day, and I talked with Spirit every day. And I broke a lot of curses on my lineage. I broke a lot of hexes that people had thrown on me, timelines and timelines ago, and all the hate that's impaled on me now because they're jealous and envious because they don't want me to be who I am, while they sit in who they are. I haven't done any spells on anybody, haven't wished anybody any harm. I still send light and divine order to everybody every night, and I still just pray that they wake up so that they can enjoy themselves as love. I show God every day that I can be as high vibrational as I can be, regardless of the hate, regardless of the money stolen, taken, and raped from me, regardless of the infinite 50 beings, and probably more than that, that were involved in paying money back and forth to silence, to falsify, to discriminate, to exploit, the most corrupt and horrendous stories, so that they can get what they wanted. And there were some very important and very official people that were involved in all of this for well over 6 years, and even longer, crossing timelines and doing whatever they can in the astral realm, doing whatever they can with human testing, looking up books and looking up spells on the internet and the most horrendous demons that they could do a ritual on, and why the self-implosion is happening. Spirit and the ancestors said, my God, very few would have survived what I did, and they're just not getting it. They didn't sit 1 minute to think about how that much hate and spell work and people paying money to kill you, people paying money to derail you and take you off your path. And there's so much alchemy of every thought, every word, every deed, and a high-functioning being like me that can see something and feel something that goes on in Ontario to a child. Nobody for 1 second thought about how I feel. There was people that knew that I didn't eat for 5 days, and those people that were responsible for stealing that money, they chose not to give me a dime for gas or food. I had a beautiful client that gave me that money instead. That was a test for everybody involved. And that's why that client is being protected by the angels until they pass into wherever they want to go into. Because that person knows that I'm of royalty. And that person gave whatever that person could. That was a test, and her soul passed. Her soul keeps passing because she's just a beautiful person. She's showing reality, and she's showing the universe every day. I'm getting in and I'm pushing that button. Because if somebody needs help, I'm going to help that person. If that's a wormy that needs to get back in the soil, I'm going to help that wormy. God sees every transaction. And laugh about it and think it's stupid all you want. You're arrogant and you're ignorant. And you're going to have equal opportunity of that equal match of ignorance. Because you don't give a crap about reality. You don't give a crap about the food you eat that worm helps manifest. I show I care in every minute. My truth stands, and I am who I am. You don't deserve to be in the same room, and you won't be. It's quite blatant now, and I'm standing in my power. Just because I'm a healer, and I'm sweet, and I'm kind, and I help save little insects, and I help heal little animals, I don't need to put up with ignorance and arrogance from people that are just pure hate, that have been told for 2 years, give me back my money, it's not yours. You made businesses on my light, on my energy, on my videos, on my content. It's not yours. You're not aligned. And so that's then the towers will fall. It's nobody's fault but your own. You chose to be ignorant. You chose to be selfish. You chose to be greedy. You chose to continue to lie. And not once did anybody think about how I felt every day. A sensitive person, high functioning, has to deal with that kind of hate and spell work and human testing, and why I still have to transmute PTSD. And the visions that I have when I close my eyes, that those people impaled upon my chakras and my higher self. That's how much hate was in their heart. How much envy and jealousy that they were working with, that I gave them 2, 7, 12 years of unconditional healing charts, videos, emails, fake clients coming to my sessions for healing. I showed spirit in every way, no matter how hateful somebody was before me, that I was tested, and I still gave them a healing. So, anyone that stands before me that has the arrogance and the ignorance to state and think and be what they want to be, they're doing it from their level of consciousness, and they will have equal measure. It means nothing to me. I know who I am, I know what I survived, and it was horrible. I wouldn't wish it on anybody for 10 minutes. So when you think anybody's doing anything to you, that's exactly what you put out, and it's coming back. And if I barely survived, I wish you very good luck, and I wish you divine order. Because there was 50 of you working on just one of me. How does that make you feel? With your little jars and your voodoo dolls. And you're trying to manifest something that somebody said no to 800 times. Has legal documents to show it. So I will see each and every one of you, the 50 plus people and the government officials and the banking officials and everybody that falsifies the documents. Everybody that's done something that they know in their hearts was wrong. They chose in that moment to be disregarding of universal laws. And it is on their field, it is in their chakras, it is staying in their Akashic records until it is cleared and made right. Make no mistake about that, the 3 E's. Every person going through a transition, every person going through any daily alchemy, you cannot go to the next level until you make that right. And why it will be made right. Number 2, law has to balance. And if you choose not to balance it, God will take that balance. Your gifts will be taken away, it will be shut off. You won't be given opportunities that you sought so hard for, that you paid other people for. You can't pay anybody for an opportunity. Fallacy and illusion number one. If you're paying money to get an opportunity, you're dealing with the devil and you're dealing with the wrong people. Thus then, therefore, dear lighted ones, equal measure opportunity. You just push the elevator to go down. Very simple equations. Who are you dealing with? If you're paying and bidding and sacrificing, oh, elite entertainment people with all the money thinking that you're doing nice things and your names are all coming out in the media now. Every sacrifice you do will sit in your field. You are not noble. And those karmas and those attitudes and those energies and those drugs that you give people and all those controlling energies that you give people and all those controlling sacrifices you give people, that is nothing compared to the breath of God that can change things in a moment. Boom. And your money is gone tomorrow because you chose to be arrogant to a divine being, thinking that you were God over that being and you were dominant over that being. Enough is enough. No more. No more trading, no more betting, no more bidding, no more sacrificing. And if you choose to do so, immediate implosion. Somehow, some way, God will show you. And that's not nobody doing it any on you. That's you doing it on you because everybody's been told. Universal laws are order. We're moving into new vibrational light. And if you choose to go against it, your choice. Test God all you want. And as God hath said, O ye in thy field. O ye, O arrogant ones, the haves and have-nots that want to keep having and having and having over the have-nots so they become less and less and more silent and more silent and more silent. No. You want to know why? There are millions of spirits on this side of the veil that I'm speaking with and that speak through me. Their voices were never heard and I will speak and I will stand. They passed over without a voice and they weren't heard and they thought that their evidence and their energies and their stories were wiped under the carpet because they thought nobody cared. And they got things paid off and all their corruption. Billions of cases of corruption that are now being made right. It has to be. Their spirits will speak through me and a million other mediums and channels. Their stories will be, and those old cases will be reopened. And we're gonna have beautiful centers where all old things will be brought forward to be healed, to be balanced, to be brought justice to the voices that were forgotten. Why? It's gonna stay in the field until we make it right. We are a family of one and there is no changing that. It will always be, regardless of your religious beliefs or what you think you are or what you think you were. We are one and it stays with you until you alchemize it. That is law. And there's voices among the millions and millions that are standing in line right now to talk through people like me. And we're going to keep bringing information forward. We're going to keep bringing names forward. We're going to keep bringing places forward. We're going to keep bringing these little tiny dots that everybody thinks doesn't matter because they harmed them and they thought their deeds didn't count. It does count. Who are you? How ignorant is it that you can just abuse people and think it doesn't matter? That you can give them some drugs and pretend that their voices and their bodies and their fields and their chakras and their alignments of their soul doesn't matter. You want to know what? They're going to be coming back in another timeline and they're going to be your boss and they're going to make your life hell. Because you've chosen that contract, that was your relationship you chose. And if they're a higher vibrational being, they'll just choose to forgive you anyways. They don't want to play that role for you. But you're still going to have to pay back that karma somehow, some way, and it might be a diseased body. It might be a broken body. It might be a body with no eyesight, no hearing. And you're going to have to manifest your way to get around when something was taken from you. So the oneness factor equation will be in any way that you think. Make yourself a list of 3 things every day that you can take positive, loving action for, whether it's writing your municipality when you know something's going on that you know that you can make right, whether it's sending feedback on somebody's channel because you know it's being blatantly abused and discriminated against, whether it's sending somebody a donation or giving a meal to the homeless person in the street. Are you going to show the reality that you are equal opportunity to all that is? Do you care about the people on the street? There's going to be a lot of people that will be in homeless situations. And they will be the first ones knocking on the door that they made those homeless. And they'll be saying, but don't you have any money? I'm homeless now. And well, did you offer a hand to me when you made me homeless in the things that you did? To be a high vibrational being, I'll help in whatever way I'm able to. I have the right to say no. Because I know how many times I offered sharing and caring and changing and altering course every day for 2 years. I haven't received a penny from anybody. So God says, at this point, I'm not able to help anybody. No, you cannot access me anymore. You're going to have to learn about God through God, God, God. I will not be a channel for anybody anymore. from the past. All contracts, all cords, all stories are severed and burned. You cannot access me in any way. You've chosen through your choices, through your intentions, not to make things right. Therefore, thus then, as God said, you spit on what breathed you. What shall happen? You've chosen your relationship with God, which was to spit on that which is God. God blessed me on behalf of 50 people to do what is right. And those 50 people made conscious choices to bring truth, to bring justice, or not. Whether it's an elite politician, whether it's somebody in a secret agenda, whether it's somebody in a secret sect, whether it's somebody in a secret program, God gave everybody opportunities for years and years and years. Not one person thought about how it felt to be me for one day. In the pain of money, to make things go away, to pretend that I was crazy, to make false stories stand that were just absolutely 100% rubbish. And now these people need me to be healed. And my channel is still shadow banned. And every day you show God. What will you do to that which breaths you? There are beautiful beings that stand before you every day and show you creational story truths, reality truths, healing truths. Who are you as a soul truth? Those people that you abuse are your brother and sisters in your next lifetime. Want to put away the discrimination and the separation now and your hats and your robes that say you're more elite than somebody? You're not. If you've done nothing to make humanity better, but take money and rape people, you're not making humanity better, and it's karma on the deepest kind. And everybody's being called out. I'm merely speaking law. I care about life. It's been my story from day one. Even when I was little, I would want to be the parent and the home to every little stray animal. And I would sit in the dirt and I would play with bugs and insects. I care about life. I care that our planet is imbalanced, and I speak it. I care that the politicians don't say one word about healing the people or the land. That makes me very sad. I see what leaders are aligned with their higher selves and what leaders are absolutely turned off and disconnected, and they're just filled with negative, dark energies, and their chakras aren't even spinning. And why I say what I do, and if that triggers you, then don't come to my channel. I speak truth, I speak creational reality, and we will ascend. Everything has to be faced. 3 things every day. What can you do to be a part of positive reality creation? Standing up for yourself, reclaiming your energy, reclaiming your voice, reclaiming your spirit, working within your consciousness. And catch yourself every time that you feel you might be interfering with somebody else's life in a negative way. You can send positive, loving energy for divine order, divine love, sending light and love in a positive way, in a neutral way, and just allow God to take God's place. It's not for anybody to say what anybody's life can or cannot or should not be. And those of us that are teachers, healers, and leaders, or even readers, we stand and we say, what is my part in this transaction? And those that are aligned will speak truth of the energy in the field. Those that aren't aligned will be selfish and arrogant, and they'll ask for money for it. And then they'll do spells behind the door, and they'll take money for that. And their karma just keeps piling and keeps piling, because the relationship is such. You're only getting what your relationship is. If it's an ignorant relationship, it shall be ignorant. God's just giving you what you asked for, what you chose, what you intended. Are we learning the lessons now, dear lighted ones? Is my channel willing enough to be shared throughout the all? Have I offered great light unconditionally? I do. 16 years, same story. I give and I give and I give and I give. That's what I do. That's what healers do. We give. We offer the highest vibrational potential. Everything can be healed. It's time to heal. And it's evident to everybody. And so, dear lighted ones, we're going to take a deep breath. Breathe in. I'm calling in the archangels of love. a very sober reality awakening. Cleanse out the negative energies, cleanse out the underworld, cleanse out the energies of ignorance and arrogance and not caring about others. Clear it out, clear it out. We are one, we are one, we are one, we are one. Alamanakaradake, Shishyamakaratakaya, Nanakaradake, Naya, Naya. Alamanakaradake, Shishyananaya, La La Nama, Edake, Dake, Namara, Kedake, Shyanamara, Ede, Namayara. Sending love and beautiful pink crystalline light to all of your chakras. Feel yourself being bathed, 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 bathed. Take a deep breath in of beautiful crystalline pink, 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 pink transparent light. Feel yourself being bathed with pink transparent light. White crystalline transparent white. You're transparent, you speak transparency, you speak truth, and if that affects and triggers others, we're going to be learning to be less sensitive in the words that we say because they're just simple truths that are in the field. And that's how you know that you're ascending, because you're not triggered anymore. Because it's just all that is all. We're going to stop defining everything. We're going to stop labeling everything. We're all one. These are just truths in the field. We're not going to be sensitive about it anymore. Everything is one. The Pleiadians are as one as the Andromedans. Do we hold judgment about them? The insectoids are as one as Syrians, and the Syrians come in many different species of reptilian, amphibious, land beings, beings that fly and beings that rotate on their appendages in ways that you don't even know, you can't conceive of. Does that make them any less important or less important or more important? Or are you going to label that? Are we allowing ourselves to be in the equality of one and love and all that is and all that is and all you would do affects all timelines, affects all souls? Can you know that you affect all souls? You're sending out loving vibrations to the beings in Sirius. You're sending out loving vibrations to the beings in the Pleiades. The Pleiades carry an enormous diversity of species. Joanna works with a very special sect of species that are from all different dimensions and sects of energies. Why? Because she's learning more refinement about the DNA of every species and the hybrid systems and the hybrid programs. She helps many different species in the galactic federations and the galactic celestial councils. She is very, very important to the way that we see your bodies transcending and not transcending, or transmuting or not transmuting, your interactions with the planet or not interactions. She can see things that we can't up here and over here. She has an intimate on-ground experience. It's very helpful to us in our studies. It's very helpful to us in what can and cannot transmute, can transfer through. What codes are being activated. She feels those codes that we offer her. And she gives us great love and vibrancy, and she sends us color and love and happiness and joy, and she plays with us in that energy. That is her equal response to our love for her. And we heal her anytime that she asks, and we stand with her by the thousands. It's an equal opportunity. We love her as she loves us, and we will always show that to her, and we've followed her through all dimensions and all timelines. We're speaking from you from the 9th dimension right now. We're speaking to you from a star system far, far, far away. And she has access to us. Why? Because we're an equal doorway in the many mansions. It's like we're opening the door, and here she is. She's at our door, and we say, welcome, family. Come in, come in. And she shows you how to be in relationship of that excitement. And it's through your higher self, delighted ones. And we're showing you in every way that you are releasing the things that separate you and define you into boxes that make yourself sick. And make yourself in ignorance of one standing before you because they speak and they behave and they act in different ways. So what? Were you a child that acted and behaved in different ways than your teenage brother? Or your adult parents, or the preacher or the pastor? Of course you did. Why? Because you had a certain level of consciousness, awareness, and integration of who you were, what you existed within and what existed within you. And unfortunately, you had many systems of beliefs and limitations that you were bought into and you tried on because you wanted to. You wanted to see how powerful you were to let it go. Just like trying on new clothes. You took on the clothes of your schools and your society and your religions and your politicians. They're all stories they sell you. Or you can choose to say, no, I'm standing in my own story. I can be whoever I want today. I can choose an expanded belief. Why not? Why not? Why can't you be a part of oneness? You are. You're just choosing to define yourself as not one. You're always one. You're always with source. Regardless of what your belief is something you put on, like the coat. You can take that coat off, you're still source. Put the coat on, you're still source. Shave your head bald, you're still source. Be an insectoid, you're still source. Be a Pleiadian, you're still source. Be an atheist, you're still source. Be a Jew, you're still source. Be a Catholic, you're still source. The books don't matter, dear lighted ones. We're telling you and we're showing you. Joanna can speak from an infinite number of species. You're still source. Why? We're showing you because we're you. We're all threaded, dear lighted ones. Joanna just likes to open the door more often than some of you. You have many mansions within your soul, dear lighted ones. Open the door. Get in the elevator and open the door. Say, I want to open this door to who I am. Who am I today, Spirit? What are my spirit lingerings? What are the things that need me to be transmuting and facing and alchemizing? I want to be in touch. I want to be in relationship with all that is. I wish not to suppress anything. Bring it forward. Show me. I want to be a part of this intimate relationship as I transmute into 5D. I don't want to miss a thing. I'm going to turn over every rock and boulder. And I want to swing from every tree. I don't want to miss a thing. Because when you are on the other side, dear lighted ones, and you are 5D, it will be very evident that everything before you is you. You're all one with it. And you will release the boxes and the pages that you've held other people in, and the stories you forced them to be within. Because you would have healed it. You know that it's just you, trying to heal a wound of self-rejection. Trying to put people in your pocket when they're not meant to be in your pocket. You're meant to be in your pocket. You're meant to be the main character. Begin focusing and directing your energy there, delighted ones. For you are insectoid, you are octarian, you are amphibian, you are creatures that walk and crawl and slither. And you will see this in your awakenings, and you will see this in your visions, and you will see this in your dreams. Why? Because your soul knows that you have a discrimination or interference that says you're not. So your soul will send you these awakenings. Your soul will send you however the soul will, because that's your field vibrating itself back to you, saying that you have a discrimination here. Would you like to heal it? And then you'll feel that little trigger to say, that's not truth. I've believed this for my whole life. This isn't truth. Okay, well, it'll keep showing itself to you because you say it's not truth, but here we are. We are all things, we are all beings, and would you like to get on with healing now? Unicornians are very real species. The bird people are very real species. They don't care if you believe them or not. They love you just the same. They will cloak themselves in a human body if they choose to meet you one day when you're higher consciousness and there's no discrimination and hate projecting at them. They have a choice. They're not going to be in front of you if you want to hate them. Just as Joanna is showing many of you. She's not going to be in front of you if you choose to hate and discriminate and suppress. We'll take her from your planet. There's been much time spent, much testing done. If you treat a being like this that is in your human form, how will you treat us as a bird person? The Galactic Federation has learned very much from you, delighted ones. Are you integrating into oneness, or do you still wish to suppress people and do your private agendas of raping and taking and stealing and saying you're more important than somebody else? Making them take vaccines when they've said no. Are they not in their bodies? Do they not have say on their bodies? When you are the ones that are forcing the viruses and the colds and the negativity and the fear and the drama into your collective, shouldn't you be responsible for healing these people, agenda makers? We see everything. There's nothing that goes missed, delighted ones, and everything will be coming up from the crevices. Everything will be coming up from the carpet that you thought you swept it under. The little private rooms that are so closed and secret will be all opened, and the underground tunnels will be opened, and it will all be there for all to see. Why, delighted ones? Because it's your relationship with you. What have you hidden away? What are those skeletons in your closet that you must face? What are those lies you've been telling yourself that you say you're not worthy? What are those lies that you've been telling yourself you give your power away for other people to dominate you and control you when they have no say about your soul destiny? They don't know anything about you. They'll say they do because they want to control you and manipulate you, but they don't. They're just an illusion because you're playing the game of giving your power away to somebody that thinks they know you better than you. You are the only one that knows you with God. Your soul blueprint, your higher self, and your teams know you. Those humans before you don't know you. They're veiled and packaged and clothed in their own illusions and stories of less than, and their own wounding. Someone walks around wounded, why would you give anything to that person as being credible? Why would you? Why would you give your power away to somebody that does hate spells? You have to ask yourself that. I'm giving my power to somebody that's hateful. I'm giving my power away to leaders that don't care one bit about healing the people. They've suppressed healers' channels. They've been spying on them and stalking them and paying for them to be suppressed and taken out. Because if I wasn't suppressed to be taken out, dear lighted ones, I would have had my channel shared with all of creation, and the leaders would be celebrating. The people will be healed. But that's not happening, is it? So what agendas are there, dear lighted ones? And what can you do as positive action to show that you are a part of oneness and healing? Do you care about the healing of your people? Because each and every one of you will be back. If there was nothing but benevolence, dear lighted ones, the equations is there, and we will show this in court. If the intentions were of greater will and goodwill, regardless of the words that are spoken out of anyone, and you say that, and you speak that, and you think that you're showing that, then it would have been done years ago. Then the opening of the channel would have been done years ago, for there's evidence and there's documents that show how long this has been brought forward and nothing has been done. There's been no making of right of anything by any official or elite that had the power to do so and didn't. Therefore, it still stands. Your intentions and your words mean nothing, for your purity of intent is everything, and it is felt and it is seen and it is known behind closed doors or in secret rooms. Because if it should have been, it would have been, and it would be. This channel has had zero growth for 6 years. Thus then, the agendas still stand. Thus then, the ignorance is still there. Thus then, the self-implosion. It's your equation. You chose it. We're merely showing you the truth and the facts, and that will be shown in court. To every email and every feedback given to YouTube and everybody else that had their hands in it, it will be shown in court. If the intentions were of goodwill and support of someone, then it would be there. There is not one email. There is not one notion. There is not one text of goodwill to this person before you. Therefore, the facts are nothing has been made right. Thus then, self-implosion. You've chosen that. Thus then, it would be seen. Thus then, it hasn't been. Not one penny has been returned. You see what we're saying, dear lighted ones? Everything is an equation. Thus then, the intention still stands. You still have malevolent intention. Because if it wasn't malevolent, it would be benevolent and things would be fixed. These are very important people with a very, very, very great deal of money. If it would be fixed, it would be fixed yesterday. And we have proof, and we will show it in court. If the intention is of goodwill, it would have been fixed already. But still, Joanna is speaking of the same discriminations and the same abuses. Thus then, your energy and intention stands. It's just simple facts. So too is everything before you. It is your relationship to see all in greater good. You're creating your reality. Send love, benevolence, kindness, goodness out of the kindness of your heart. Start doing loving things for yourself. Start being in loving ways to yourself. Honoring the first laws, they're very simple. Right use of free will, non-interference. If someone says no, it means no. Respect their boundaries. They said no. Find another way. That's your soul lesson. You don't need them. They're not meant to be in your life right now. Learn the lesson. If you have to pay somebody to be with you, are they worthy of being with you? Are you worthy of paying money for someone to be with you? Why do you have such a low self-value? You have to pay people to be with you. These are very important questions, dear lighted ones. You never have to pay a dime for the Pleiades to come across timelines and light years to come and see you. They are here now. They love you so very much. We have placed a conduit before you to speak the very truths of what is oneness. We love you unconditionally regardless of what you choose. We are merely speaking truth. Energy is energy. You cannot fool it. It is God. It is you. You are showing it to yourself because you've said enough is enough. I can no longer lie. And it will show itself to you in every way by those that see it, feel it, sense it, and know it, and read it, whether by cards or whether by an intuitive session. And if they are aligned with their higher selves, they will do the greater good, and they will be the part of the equation that God says, state this, say this, speak this. For you are the ground workers. You are the ground crew. You are making new earth. It must be spoken. You cannot hide what is blatantly before you and say that this doesn't matter. It matters. 20,000 children a day being exchanged back and forth for money, for those that know better. It needs to be spoken, delighted ones. If you say you care, it needs to be spoken. And if you are triggered, heal that truth. I can do something about this. I want to do something about this. What can I do? Ask your teams, ask your guides, get in the elevator, push the button. This is your planet. The Pleiadians aren't going to come here and solve your problems. They're your issues. You created them. We're showing you there's higher vibrational ways to heal everything. Everything is healable. We've told you that. What would you do to a Syrian that stands before you and says, my goodness, we can reduce your garbage by 85%. Just eliminate it. The garbage would just disappear. We have ways to do this. Our higher technology doesn't harm anybody. And it actually cleans your air, cleans your soil. You've shown us through this very test, would they return to do this? If you've treated this one before you in such a way, why would the Syrians come forward and show you how to release your garbage from your thin air and the toxins that go into your air from the garbage in the landfills? And eventually your water that you drink. We've shown you these things time and time again. It's the same cycle. It's the same story, dear lighted ones. Do you care about your planet and the next timeline you walk on and the children that you are supposedly role models for, dear lighted ones? The leaders that are leaders today. Are you a leader? Were you given great responsibility and what have you done with it? How have you treated those ones that have been weird and awkward before you and that have great high wisdoms and have great high healing powers? Your fields are affected because they have truth and consciousness within it that is needed. That's why you have those triggers. The truth is needed to clear the density. You don't understand that because you're still stuck, and that's okay. We're not judging you. You're being triggered because it needs to move. That's why you have triggers. They're triggered to move. Move the energy. What is your now belief? What would you do to a Syrian or Octarian or a Lyran that stands before you when you have treated somebody before you like this? You've spit on that which God gave you. You spit on Jesus, that which God gave you. The children, that which God gives you. The animals, that which God gives you. The earth, that which God gives you. Nobody owns this earth. Somebody arrogant to think their agendas are the power of the earth and they're going to buy up all the land and have their private agendas on their land. Arrogance. And it will be shown that you haven't taken the greater good. You've had your private agenda as your priority. Therefore, thus then, your priority will be that. We're just giving you a truth. Everything is a relationship, delighted ones. Joanna has shown you from day one the relationship has been unconditional and kind and loving and giving. Given more, and we have to tell her, Joanna, go rest, Joanna, go rest, Joanna, go rest. The people will need you, the people will need you, go rest. And she just keeps giving because she hears the cries. She hears the children that are being ignored. She sees the animals walking crippled. She sees the animals that are being shot. She sees the people that are talking and nobody's listening. She cares so much. And we have to tell her to sleep and rest. She has a great test for us. She has a voice for all the children that get ignored every day, that bring you so much light and none of you care. Few of you look at your children as masters and they are far masterful. And you've put them in suppressive programs and you've numbed them and dumbed them. So many ways that you try and mitigate their voice. It is a good pressure tester for us. Will you be sacred with that which is before you, delighted one? Can we send more sacred beings before you, delighted ones? Can we send new species to your oceans and your air to help you heal, dear lighted ones? Can we send light ships to know that you are loved and everything under will become above? How you treat that which is before you, how you relate that which is within you. It shows us, are we one? We love you unconditionally and we love you anyways. We see you in your dreams and we dance with you in your dreams. We dance with the atheists. We dance with all that you call yourselves religions and politicians and the right wing and the left wing. We even dance with those that are part of the arms race, and we counsel you so that when you wake up in the morning, you will see yourself as a part of your collective that you have traded and you have bid and you have sold. We love you unconditionally. We are trying to teach you and offer you the unconditional love that is God, that is Source Creator, to awaken you to how one you truly are. What will you do when divine stands before you, dear lighted ones? The sacredness of a sweet child that tells you something so very special, it just opens your heart. Will you put down your phones and will you be present in that relationship? We'll be present with the birds and the bees that move energy for you without you even knowing, but their sound and their song just does so. You've forgotten that connection with all that is and that relationship with all that is. And those that we put before you are a great test for us. Are you one? Are you one with your energies? Are you one with the trees that hum? Did you know that the trees send out a song? The animals and the insects hear that. That's why they sing. They're responding to the trees that send out vibrations. And those of you that study audible sounds and audible healing, you know that. Everything is a vibration of source. La maya la yana maira era anayata kite shayamayare kayamaira. Ala maira yamayara kite shayana maira kira marara kiriana mayara kire amatayana. Asiana margara de kesha shiana makara de kana makara de kesha shiana makara de katna I the makara de kesha shiana nakara da. These are your celestial families that are upon the light ships in what you call ecosystem chambers and study systems. We meet with you in the higher realms, and we are a part of these light ships and these motherships, if you will, and you come aboard and you learn. We are unconditional, and our learning centers and our systems and our light centers and our schooling, if you will, our teach learning is 24/7. Anybody that comes to a class when you're dreaming at night, you come and you show up in the chairs in your ethereal bodies, and we sit and we offer you the teachings of your ecosystem and your biosphere. And Joanna is a conduit for that. That's why conduits are there. They help you remember what you do at your lightship experiences. That's why so many of you are intrigued by story time. Because you remember, there are activations for you to remember that you're on light ships every night, trying to remember who you are when you wake up in the day. And you ground in your human matter body, your carbon body, to know that you are crystalline always in all realms. And many of you will be working as very specific beings for different species within the multiverse. And we're giving you this download now because you had us in your class and you were in us in the light ships last night, if you will, of your dream time. And you will be with us right now. Joanna can see that your consciousness in various stages, she's learning to split her consciousness. Your aspects of your higher selves are showing her that there's 2 to 3 of you that will remember as you split your consciousness and raise to higher vibrations that you are also on these light ships in classes 24/7 if you so wish. Because why, delighted ones? When you dream, you allow your body to return to the higher self of source. You return back to your soul, and you need that so that you don't go crazy. You need that connection with God, unconditional love. And it allows you the freedom of liberation to travel wherever you want, whenever you want, however you want. That's what you do. That's why some of you wake up with scratches and some of you wake up with bruises. You're doing so much in the nighttime. And it depends on your vibration when you go to sleep and what you're working through that will say what happens and what your body looks like when you wake up. Sometimes those are beautiful experiences. Sometimes the energy just has to move and you might have a bruise or a scratch. Or other things might be going on in your dream time. And as long as you're moving in love and benevolence and excitement to dream and to be on light ships and to be with your benevolent families and your healing families, you will have beautiful explorations. And when you wake up in the morning, you're a little bit more awake than you were the day before. Why? Because you're collecting more and more and living more and more as your higher self. And those light ships are just experiences of you being 24/7 with you as a multi-vibrational being, a multi-vibrational experience, and why you have dreams about aliens and species and other things going on. They're little ways in which we give you packets of energy, packets of remembrances, in which how to trigger you, how to awaken you, how to move that energy. Remember who you are, get in the elevator, press the button. And Spirit and Source and God will do so in whatever ways that need to. God is God. God knows what God's doing. And there are 2 to 3 of you that will be working with species on our light ships and our mother ships, and we travel to and from. Because many of you will want to rehabilitate your planet with new species and plants and herbs. And you're working with us right now, and you're learning much about botany. You're learning much about the movement of cells and the matter and the organisms. And as you learn more about your excitement for herbs and for special foods on your planet, special flowers, you're learning about how to appreciate the relationship with all that is life. Watch a few botany videos, dear lighted ones, and you will see the relationship of all things in every way. Micro, macro, it's within every system of your reality. And on light ships, we teach you higher vibrational experiences of which your excitement is partly coded so that you can come down and add your higher vibrational gift and skill and talent to what is your 3rd dimensional, 4th dimensional, 5th dimensional, because you want to see Gaia and you want to be a part of God's great plan. Gaia has a plan for her soul's blueprint. Gaia has a need and a want and a desire to explore new species of plants and animals. So do you. You wanted to be a part of that. It's in your blueprint. We see it now. It's in your field. We're reading it for you. We give you these little jewels because we love you. Who are you now, dear lighted ones? Are you different than when you were when you first began this session? When you walk about, dear lighted ones, will you know that the birds and the insects and all animals speak to you and they help you move energy? Can you have a new relationship with that now? Everything that you hear, you smell, and you have a sound in your vibrations help move energy in your fields. Can you work cohesively and benevolently with this, dear lighted ones? Can you offer the love relationship into your equation? Can you offer the divine relationship in your equation as you move about in your body? And say, every step I walk with loving benevolence in my body, in the loving benevolence of the field, and I wish for all humanity to be loved and cared for and abundant and healthy? For everybody to know that the birds are singing for you, that Gaia sings and wishes for you, that Gaia produces worms for you. What is your relationship with that? Do you step on them? Do you think they're nothing? Do you have yourself in such arrogance and disconnection that it means nothing to you to step on life, care nothing for it? What you do to something is done to you, some way, somehow. And that's okay, learn the lesson. Can you be benevolent and kind and honoring and caring? What relationship do you hold? Everything shows you, dear lighted ones, and gives you an opportunity. Can you be more caring and compassionate and unified? Your teams are here to help you. We are here to help you live a higher vibrational life so you can heal and transcend and explore and create and move and explore and expand and create and heal yourself and experience yourself and express yourself and expand and create. You are infinite beings. You don't have to play small. It's your choice, and we love you just the same. We are telling you that you are on light ships at night, learning many things. What are your excitements? Tune in. These are free gifts we offer you. We don't ask anything of you. We never have. In any of the years that Joanna has offered any of this free information and wisdoms and higher vibrational codes, beyond her asking the few times, and we have to remind her for donations and for likes or subscribes or shares or feedback, have we and the Celestials and any of the councils, and has she offered and asked for anybody for anything? She has not even reached out to family. She doesn't want to burden her family. Her family doesn't know that she's homeless. She does the best she can with the money that she has. For she understands that God will make things right because she's put equal opportunity and measure into it. She's asked nobody for anything. She's standing in her power now, and she knows that justice and balance will be brought. There were monies that were stolen, and they will be returned. And until then, she's making the best of every day. You know someone that is aligned because they never ask for anything. They simply just give because it's who they are, it's what they do, and that's why God has them on the highest pedestal. Because they will pick up those animals and they will choose to heal them. They will show people higher vibrational ways even though they've done nothing but send her hate. That's a leader, dear lighted ones. Make note. It's for you to go into your world and be that of a higher vibration. Who are you today? Because there are people before you that are suffering, that have asked for nothing. Are you tuned in? What's your relationship? Do you care? Are you listening? Are you stopping? Are you silencing? Are you turning off your phone? Are you being a bit more engaged now than you were yesterday? Can you know that those birds are singing just for you? Because they know that there's a sound in your field that needs to be moved? So you can remember who you are when you wake up tomorrow from a great night's sleep? You are connected with all life. Make no mistake about that. We're just reminding you. And your higher self loves you so very much. Your higher self's always guiding you to alter course, alter course, alter course, be love. You can choose love in every moment. Who are you now? I am Monica. Shasha mama. Ala Monica de decay. That was awesome. Thank you, Holy Spirit. They're just showing me what the mothership looks like, and there's 2 or 3 of you that go on mothership at nighttime, and you'll learn about plants and life and species. So we're so happy about that. So again, if you want any sessions with me about your nighttime healing, and you can activate your ability to remember more of your lightship experiences at night, I've woken up many, many times. I have pictures of it. I woke up this one time. I mark everything down in my journals. And I woke up with these pencil marks. It looked like charcoal marks on my hand. And there's like, I don't know, 50 lines across my hand. And I had these little imprints on my thumb and my fingers. I have pictures of it. And those are just ways that your team and your higher self lets you know that you're doing, there's a lot of stuff in the work that you're doing at night. And a lot of them are because, it's your relationship. I have a great relationship with my healing teams and the light ships and all the beings and Mother, Father, God. And I'm always asking for recalibrations. I'm always asking for healings. I'm asking to remember my interludes with them at nighttime. Because I love that. It's all about relationship with me. So I'm sharing that with you to inspire that for your own life. And we're here to inspire you to live higher vibrationally, because you are one with everything and it matters. And we love you so very much, dear lighted ones. If you choose to send a donation, our email, PayPal link is on the bottom of all of our videos. We love you so very much. Think about, with intention and beauty and sacredness and excitement, your relationship with all life, your relationship with sound, honoring, energy, your relationship with your dreams, your relationship with everything. And do what you can to make things right. Make yourself 3 lists of things that you can do to have a positive relationship and whatever it is. Start clearing those densities and those energies that are in the field. Start clearing anything that you come up with, your list of 3 that you can take positive, loving action on, and following the list of the universal laws, and just practicing being higher vibrational shows the universe that you're putting in equal measure to have that return to you. They're just really simple little tips. Affirmations for divine order and the greater good. Affirmations for all to be fed and all to be nourished and all to be loved, and releasing of all corruption, releasing of all nefarious leaders that are choosing to be corrupt. All of those affirmations just help clear and cleanse the energies on the planet, because they're showing you that you care. And that's what the universe and Gaia is looking for. Gaia is waiting for us to wake up and care a little bit more. Care about the children. Care about the people next to you in the house. We're here to open up our hearts and become a unified experience. Pleiadians are equals as insectoids. Amphibious. On the light ships, they're all working as one. Insectoids, Draconians, Orions, Pleiadians, they're all one. So we're integrating that higher vibrational state of being. There's no religions up there. There's just different experiences they take as being God. So beautiful and so amazing. So thank you, dear lighted ones. We love you so very much. Namaste. Rainbow tickles. Bye.